Your Honor. Okay.
Everyone hail to the Pumpkin King now. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween,
Halloween. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It is Artie of Artie's Corporate Fiction. I know I'm a little bit early right now. But there is a good reason for it, and that is I need you early birds to help me out here. I am wanting to test a setting I've made in my OBS where the jump scare alert will no longer blast you guys. You'll still be able to hear it, but it won't blast your ears, but it'll still blast mine. I don't know if it works though, so I need y'all to be my guinea pigs. All right. So, I'm about to hit the alert. It's a test alert, right? So I'm warning you guys ahead of time. I'm about to hit the alert. So get ready. So prepare yourselves. I'm going to see if it works. And I really, really, really hope it does. All right. So 3, 2, 1.
Lumia Stream just super chatted with 99.99. They said have a luminous day.
Well, it's not about hearing it. It's about whether or not it's blasting y'all. Well, let me see if I turn off. All right, I'm gonna try one more time. This time it should be off, or at least it's supposed to be off. But let's see it. It's you're at this point, y'all are not supposed to actually hear it. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Lumia Stream just super chatted with 99.99. They said have a luminous day.
No, I guess it didn't work. All right, forget it. Still working on it. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I really don't. Anyway, in the meantime, we're
I don't know what he's trying to.
if you guys haven't seen,
She's already testified it wasn't a stolen vehicle.
If you guys haven't seen the intro movie, we can go ahead and watch it.
What is it?
What is the objection?
What is the objection?
Let's just calm down.
Objection, relevance, Your Honor. We're so far afield.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure what the relevance is.
Objection.
What's the objection?
That is antithetical to the testimony that was elicited. She never I asked her if he handed her anything, if he was rummaging in a glove box or anything. She said she didn't even know.
Okay, so how is this
It
different?
seems like he
Lee?
just doesn't like redirect, like,
Does it?
that's the objection.
Israeli passport?
Objection relevant.
Withdrawn, Your Honor.
You go first.
Okay, sit down. Your Honor, Mr. Blandino, against my advice, would like to testify. I have belief that he will have to testify in the narrative because I do not believe that I could ethically question him in that fashion. So I'd just like to present that to the court.
Please raise your right hand, sir. Well, you can affirm.
I can state under penalty of
Hey,
perjury
you can
that I would tell
affirm.
the
Raise
truth.
your right
I
hand.
cannot swear or affirm or
Hey.
raise.
He just said he can't swear or affirm, so this is going to be a fun one.
my hand.
You can raise your hand.
No, I cannot.
Yes, you can.
Not in this context, Judge. Is that the scriptural verses indicated shows that from the kingdom of Israel, of which I am a citizen and subject, with the king of Israel being Jesus, who's coming back anytime in his second coming,
Okay, that's what I thought.
under the authority of my king, which is Jesus, that allows me to do this.
All right, so
There
you
is
just-
nothing-
You just made it up.
There was
What I
nothing
hear.
wrong. What do you mean I made it up? What does that mean?
You made it up and you created this
Yes.
yourself.
And
Yeah, he said he's a citizen of the kingdom of Israel or something like that.
Sure, which you've seen. He says, "Oh, I didn't recognize you with the ascot," and Meads was immediately elated to the fact of seeing me cuffed. I could see this in his eyes. He's a very angry, spiteful person.
Okay, please do not, we're not going back to 1990.
No, I'm saying, and Mead said, "Oh yeah, Mr. Blandino likes to play games." But I know that I've done some good up in the Clark County Detention Center for the time I've been there. So everything was done legally under Title VIII. I rescinded my U.S. citizenship.
So you've renounced your United States citizenship.
That's not anti-government. 8,000 people expatriate every year
Oh.
from the United States. And they're
And
not.
that's a yes, that you've renounced your U.S. citizenship, correct?
No, I did not renounce, I rescinded. There's a difference. And the thing is,
And you can't drive on the roads. You
Well,
don't get to
that's-
make up your own set of rules.
I really wish I could fix this so that you guys wouldn't get blasted. I'm talking about the blasted, as in I'm talking about the jump scare alert. Like I'm trying to figure out how to lower the volume for you guys, but keep it loud for me to make the jump scare worthwhile. And I was telling you guys earlier that I at some point in my live streaming career, I figured it out, but not anymore. Thank you, Brad, for becoming a member. I mean, honestly, the countdown time is a lot better than it was before. I'll probably have to do that, Randy. there is actually a process you have to go through to rescind or renounce your citizenship. And you better be out of the country by the end of it. All right, I'm gonna get my drink. No. Renouncing your citizenship isn't treason. Oh, of course not. Area Scout, I do have a mini fridge next to my desk. That's how I got this beer so quickly. Hey. Thanks for joining the membership. I see you there. It's all good. Patty, you don't necessarily need to be out of the country, but you better be on your way out by the time it's live, I guess. It's gonna be a fun one, boys. Salute. Script Cap, get in touch with me this weekend. I'll try to get some time in there. Jesus, am I about to watch Blade Runner? What is happening? Are we gonna watch Blandino Morb? I think we're gonna watch Blandino Morb during this hearing.
You go first. Okay, sit down. Your Honor, Mr. Blandino, against my advice, would like to testify.
Shout out to our Nevada judges, as always. I'm trying this for the first time.
State versus Blandino, case C-341-767. He's present in custody. The attorneys can make their appearances.
Mike Dixon on behalf of the state, Your Honor. Bar number 13476.
Morning, Your Honor. Joseph Gersten, 13876.
Okay, thank you very much. I did get a copy of your declaration, and it will be, you didn't send an order to seal it, but I will order that it be sealed. You know, and here's the deal, I don't want you to think that I think any of this is okay or condone any of it. I think it's outrageous. I mean, the funk, but here's the thing, it's not unique to you. He will do that to any lawyer that the court appoints. Mr. Bateman, file the motion to withdraw almost
Bateman.
immediately. So I know why he's doing it is to
Abogado Benito.
from the court.
I object to that.
So,
That's absolutely not true.
I object to that.
I'm gonna deny the motion to withdraw, and, you'll continue to, represent him, but here's the thing, you are permitted to put boundaries and rules in place. If he cannot speak respectfully to your staff, then tell your staff not to take his phone calls. And then that will be his problem. If he can't get through to you, because I do not believe that your staff or you should have to take any type of verbal abuse.
I did not do any of that. This is outrageous, Judge.
And
You have no
the
basis.
phone
This is
call-
unfounded allegations.
And the phone call to the jail is literally beyond. And I'm assuming that the jail and the COs have taken appropriate action pursuant to
I don't
that.
know, but I hope so. I don't know.
Am I allowed to see this document where these allegations are being made or not?
What did he say in that phone
I'll
call?
decide when we're done with the hearing.
This-
Oh my goodness.
I have the right to know what the nature of these proceedings are. I know there's a motion to imprison me. I have the right to
Yeah.
know my rights in these proceedings. Am I gonna be allowed to testify or to
Sure.
refuse to testify?
Sure.
If this is a
You have
probation
the right to
revocation hearing,
testify or refuse to testify, that's correct.
if this is a motion to revoke probation, or I mean, a probation revocation hearing, then I'm entitled to know what I'm being charged with violating which conditions. And I have been served with nothing. As far as I know, my counsel that's being forced upon me here has not been served with anything. That's what Specialist Duque, I talked to Duque for 30 minutes on 2 separate occasions. And she said that no one has been served with a probation violation report.
And Your Honor,
yeah?
that is true. We have not received any violation reports. One was filed with the court, and I can't access it. It's a sealed document or something.
I
so-
will make sure you get a copy of it. One or two copies. Two.
And I need to make a record here.
I need to make a record. Drink.
I'm going to make a record, you're represented by counsel, so there's no need to
There
make a
is
record.
no right to counsel at a probation revocation hearing, that's clear. Gagnon versus Scarpelli, 93 Supreme Court,
Okay,
17
but you've been denied the right to represent yourself.
He's so bad. I'm sorry to pause it, but he is so bad that even where you're not entitled to counsel in a probation revocation hearing, they still gave him counsel. Even though normally you wouldn't get one. That's how bad he is.
Oh, okay, sure.
So if he is representing me and he's being forced to represent me, why can't I consult with him right now? I can give him some pertinent information.
You can.
Well, can I go by his side or can he come over here?
Do you want him to sit at council table with you?
Honestly, Judge, it's your courtroom, whatever you would, if you'd rather me go over here,
I don't know how I can.
He's shaking his head.
Or do you mind? Okay, he can sit at council table with Mr.
Yeah, that's fine.
Pearson.
Can I have one arm freed from these cuffs? So that I can write properly.
Right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Marshall, here's a copy for Mr. Pearson. There's two in there. Thank you.
Thank you. I did, that is not what is on today. What is on is the revocation, it is not your claim for no representation.
That's not, it just states that. I don't have no right to counsel. What about the one person state she has to do an inquiry of both you and I as to communication and how it's broken down? That's very clear.
She just denied,
I understand, but she's not doing a proper inquiry. You need to make a record on this, Joe, that she's violated one versus state.
if I may, Your Honor,
Sure.
my client has asked that I make a record that you are violating Young versus State and not conducting an appropriate inquiry as to the communication between my client and I. So I want that to be on the record, please.
It's on the record.
Is there probation violation report? Can we see this? If I'm gonna take the stand, I have to know what I'm going to do, but, oh, one other thing. Because there's parallel proceedings going.
There's so much of Adele Brooks withdrawal.
Go ahead and read
in
the
chat.
report, 'cause we're gonna begin.
Under company
So-
versus-
Send him to the adjacent courtroom.
Now, we're just gonna start.
Yeah, it is the first opportunity I've had to look at this.
Okay.
So it looks like it mirrors the
And
justice
please
court.
don't read it out loud, just read it to yourself.
Mm.
Mr. Dickerson, you have your witnesses here?
I do, Your Honor.
I mean, he had more banker's boxes than Brooks, so he easily could have made a
Your Honor,
pretty
if I
solid
could-
fort.
Small housekeeping.
No
matter.
problem.
Obviously, Mr. Blandino, for the reasons that he's here, there's a parallel proceeding occurring in Justice Court Department 2 with Judge Sacento. So we would object to moving forward on this under a due process argument, as it is a parallel proceeding. It's already going, he has a Fifth Amendment right in that proceeding, he has a right to a preliminary hearing, and all of those reasons that this particular hearing is untimely. It may be appropriate at a later date, but until that is determined, I believe he should have the opportunity to defend himself in that matter before this matter proceeds.
What charges were filed in Justice Court? Because I know there were
There were
traffic
three, Your Honor,
citations.
there were three charges. It
Okay.
was failure to have a driver's license, failure for registration, not having registration, and the third, which is really the reason we're here today, is the possession of documents purporting a false identity. Do we have that right, Mr. Dickerson?
That's right. And to note, Your Honor, pursuant to Cooper v. State, that's 134 Nevada 399 from 2018, the probation revocation hearing and the testimony that the defendant will give is inadmissible against him in those other proceedings. So he has his full rights here. There's no issue at hand.
I agree with counsel on that. I found that case myself, Cooper.
This hearing was held yesterday.
Do you oppose?
We're watching a premiere.
Continuance until afterwards?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna allow the state to proceed today. But Mr. Blandino, you understand that anything you testify to in this hearing cannot be used against you in your other cases in justice court.
Except for impeachment or rebuttal under Cooper versus State. That's 134 Nevada 399.
Well, then you already know, so,
Yeah,
all right.
only for
Are
those
we ready
limited
to
purposes.
call the first witness?
I-
I just wanna make
Yeah,
sure
oh, yeah,
that you
sure.
had an opportunity to read the report and all that.
we'll,
Okay, you all can have a seat.
okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
You
Mr.
too.
Dickerson, absolutely.
Thank you.
You may call your first witness.
We'll call Officer Martinez.
Swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. You may be seated. Please state and spell your first and last name for the record.
First name is Cynthia, that's Cynthia. Last name Martinez, Martinez.
Thank you, Your Honor. How are you employed, ma'am?
I'm an officer with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
And what's your assignment?
I'm a patrol officer, I work downtown.
Okay. Were you working in that capacity as a police officer in downtown for the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department on September 16th, 2022?
Yes, that's correct.
I apologize, Your Honor, I really do. Mr. Blandino is requesting to have the hands free to write. He had asked, I don't know what your thought on that is.
Well, the officer is indicating,
No, that's against our policy. Your Honor.
okay,
Thank you.
all right, go ahead.
Thank you. Around 7:46 p.m. that evening, did a call or a police action occur which brings you here to testify today?
Yes, a traffic stop.
And can you tell the court about that traffic stop and how it originated?
My partner and I were traveling eastbound on
Traveling?
Bonanza. We observed a white Ram truck on the westbound lanes on Bonanza, just east of Bruce. The truck was stopped at close to an intersection, and the driver was outside of the truck trying to get the attention of the driver in the number 3 lane. So we thought that was a bit odd to stop in the middle of the roadway. We conducted a stop for stop stand park where prohibited.
So do you see that the person who was associated with that Dodge Ram truck here in the courtroom today?
Yes, that's correct.
If you could please identify that person.
Thank you, Margot.
And,
Thank you to give it for the $5
identifying-
and Margot for the $10.
Yes, the male in the navy blue shirt.
Okay, the record could reflect the identification of the defendant, Your Honor.
So reflected.
So reflected.
And so to understand this correctly, the Dodge Ram truck that was actually parked in a travel lane.
Yes, in the number 2 lane.
Okay, and the defendant, Mr. Blandino, was standing outside of that truck in a travel lane as well.
Correct. He was beside the driver's side of the car in the number 3 lane.
And what was he doing?
He was waving his arms. It appeared like he was waving his arms. Appeared like he was trying to get the attention of the driver in that car. His arms were very animated.
What?
When he saw us, he quickly got into his truck and began westbound again.
Wait, what?
So he enters that Dodge Ram truck once he sees you guys?
Yes,
And are you wearing a uniform and in a marked patrol vehicle?
yes, that's correct.
And at that point in time, did you happen to see the license plate of the truck?
Yes, the truck had a Montana license plate on it.
Okay. And so at that point in time, did you conduct a traffic stop on Mr. Blandino in that Dodge Ram?
Yes.
And then what occurred?
I made contact with him on the driver's side. My partner made contact on the passenger side. I advised him the reason for the stop. I asked for his registration, his license, proof of insurance. I asked why he stopped in the middle of the roadway, because it's unreasonable to stop in the middle of the roadway.
And is there anything during this particular initial contact that you and your partner or your partner noticed about the defendant's truck?
Yes, we noticed that the ignition was tampered with or removed,
What?
and there was a screwdriver in it.
What?
Okay, like a screwdriver for the key?
Correct.
Okay. And did Mr. Blandino provide you any identification?
He did, he identified.
He was in a hot wired truck?
Okay, and was that in the name of Kim Blandino?
Yes,
Did you take a look at that ID?
yes.
Was it a driver's license?
No, it was an identification card.
And so what, if any, response did you have?
I asked him if he
Guys, I have the volume maxed out. There's only so much I can do. Hold on. This is probably not going to be the best idea, but I turned up the gain for the desktop volume.
he had a driver's license because he was driving on a public roadway, and he told me that he had an international driver's license.
Okay. And what did he do in response to telling you that he had an international driver's license?
As he was telling me that he had an international driver's license, he was rummaging closer to like the passenger side as if he was gonna grab it to show me.
Was there a glove box over there on the passenger side?
Yes,
And was that the area that he was rummaging towards?
yes,
The car itself, just having noticed that it was the ignition was punched and it was started with a screwdriver. What, if anything, does that tell you in your training experience, just to inform you on this stuff going forward?
Based on my training and experience, having tampered with or removed ignition and using a screwdriver to maneuver in that vehicle is indicative of a stolen vehicle.
Kinda.
Did Mr. Blandino show you how he uses the screwdriver to start the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Were you able to determine whether Mr. Blandino had any driver's license at all? Like an actual, real driver's license that gave him a license to drive?
I would actually object there. I would actually object to that, to the characterization of the question.
No.
Objection to the term real.
Oh,
I would have. I mean, in fairness, I actually would have. Probably would have been overruled, but I would have objected there.
Did Mr. Blandino tell you that he was on probation?
Yes.
And did you confirm that with a records check?
Yes.
Did you also confirm his address with a records check as 441 North 16th Street
Yes.
here in Las Vegas, Clark County, Nevada?
Yes.
Did you also discover that Mr. Blandino had multiple priors for driving without a license
Yes.
over decades?
That's correct.
Uh-oh.
Was, during this stop, did you make contact with any other officers or detectives?
Yes, I made contact with Detective Mead and Detective Shiver, I believe.
Shive?
Yes.
And did they respond to your traffic stop?
Yes.
Okay. Ultimately, was Mr. Blandino arrested?
Yes.
And what was he arrested for?
He was arrested for driving without a valid driver's license, for not registering the vehicle within 30 days of residency, as well as the documents.
Was it the false status documents?
Correct.
Okay.
Objection leading.
Ultimately, his car is searched and those documents are recovered.
His vehicle was towed and we conducted an inventory.
Okay. Was Mr. Blandino's vehicle also parked illegally?
Yes.
Where was it parked?
Objection. Objection. That's not at
you
issue.
mean when he pulled over?
Yeah. It issued for,
He's not charged with illegal parking.
it goes to the overall circumstances of the
Okay,
case.
she can answer.
Part of his truck was in a red zone.
Okay. Red zone being that that's a fire zone?
Yes.
Okay. And it was not registered to be on public roadways?
He's like, object.
I'm
I
sorry,
thought it
don't
was
understand.
registered, it was just Montana.
Yeah, so he wasn't registered, he didn't have a driver's license, right?
Correct.
And then is there, based upon his history, was that one of the things taken into account as to why he was arrested in addition to the felony charge?
Yes.
Okay. The inventory search occurs, is that right?
Yes.
And specific documents are impounded as a result?
Yes.
Okay. Those particular documents were impounded by you and your partner?
Yes.
And did you have an opportunity to see those?
Yes.
Okay. And was it ultimately the detectives who had recovered those during the inventory search?
Yes.
Okay. State will pass the witness.
Officer, Mr. Blandino was at a red light when you came upon him, correct?
I can't confirm or deny.
Oh, you're a patrol officer, correct?
That's okay.
and you decided to make a stop of some.
Now, I want to say this is how you do a cross-examination with a terrible defendant. I already can tell that Gersten knows what he's doing. Obviously, he's an accomplished attorney. Compare this to how Brooks did his cross-examination.
Someone you thought was doing something incorrect, correct? You thought he was doing something wrong, right?
Correct.
And you can't tell me whether or not you know he was at a red light or not?
Well, I was traveling eastbound, he was traveling westbound. So at some point he was at a red light, but when the light was green because there was another car that went by, he was still stopped in the number 2
Okay.
lane.
But you don't know when you saw him whether he was at a red light or not, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You said you spoke to him, you saw a screwdriver and some other things when you looked in the car, correct?
Yes,
Okay. You found out that he owns that car, correct?
that's correct.
Okay. And he adequately explained to you
There it
why
is.
he was using a screwdriver,
Thank
correct?
you, Deacon, for the $10.
He had an explanation,
Okay. And it was his car, correct?
yes,
It wasn't stolen, is what I'm trying to say, right?
There it is.
that's correct.
Okay. And you said he was rummaging in the passenger compartment, correct?
Yes,
Okay. Was he rummaging in the glove box?
I don't know,
You don't know.
I do not know.
Weren't you observing him?
I was observing him, but I couldn't see all the way inside of the truck.
Okay. At any point, I'm sorry, and then the vehicle was impounded and it was searched, right?
We conducted an inventory.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And some documents were found. I'm not sure if it was either by you or Detective Meade or somebody else, correct?
It was from someone else.
Okay. Did Mr. Blandino at any point ever hand you false documents?
No,
Did he ever present them to you in any way, shape, or form?
no.
Ooh.
And why was Detective Meade brought to the scene on this particular case?
After conducting a records check, he was
True, Griggsy.
advised of, there was a notification.
Why?
I do not know.
So you're a patrol officer. How long have you been on the force?
A little shy of 3 years.
3 years. You know how to do a traffic stop, right?
Yes.
Why did you have to call Detective Meade?
Like I said, after conducting a records check, there's a notification to contact.
There was a notification in the system to contact Detective Meade if Mr. Blandino was encountered?
Yes.
Nothing further.
That
Can you read that?
So,
excellent.
defense
cross.
counsel asked you about it being Mr. Blandino's car. Is that because Mr. Blandino told you it was his car?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever do any sort of check to see how he acquired that vehicle?
No, other than looking at the registration and confirming the VIN on the registration and the VIN on the vehicle, no, I don't know how he acquired it.
And so you don't know whether there was ever actually a lawful transfer of that property to Mr. Blandino?
Your Honor, objection.
What is
I don't know what he's trying to prove.
Well,
She's already testified it wasn't a stolen
What
vehicle.
is the objection?
right.
What is it?
What is the objection?
What is the
Let's
objection?
let's just calm down.
Ooh.
Is it relevant?
Yeah,
I'm wondering why it would even be relevant.
just as it
Exactly.
relates to his line of questioning on that, Your Honor.
You can answer.
Can you repeat the question?
Were you able to determine whether there was a lawful transfer of that vehicle to Mr. Blandino?
See, I would actually object to that too. I would actually object to that as well. She already established, she already testified that it wasn't a stolen car. So what's the point of this line of testimony? I would actually object along with Gearston in that.
No,
Okay, so you don't know how he acquired that?
no,
Okay.
Oh,
You don't know if he took it from somebody?
no.
You don't know if the person who previously owned it had died and he took that vehicle?
Oh, come on!
Objection,
I would've-
relevance, Your Honor, we're so far.
Objection, relevance.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure what the relevance is.
Okay. It's fine, I'll move on, Your Honor. Now, there was some question about Mr. Blandino not actually giving you the documents that were purported to be a driver's license. Is that right?
Yes.
But did Mr. Blandino in fact make the effort to go over and grab the documents?
Objection.
What's the objection?
That is antithetical to the testimony that was elicited. She never, I asked her if he handed her anything, if he was rummaging in a glove box or anything. She said she didn't even know.
Okay, so how is this
It
different
seems like
to
he
the,
just doesn't like redirect, like,
Does it-
that's the objection. Your Honor.
okay.
All right, Dickerson,
Again, 'cause I
settle
don't
down.
understand why, are you asking her, did he ever hand them to her or come and take them from her?
Did he make an attempt to grab the documents?
Grab the documents, like where? From the glove box?
Right.
Oh,
Right.
okay, you can answer.
Did Mr. Blandino ever make an attempt to grab the documents he was purporting to have as an international driver's license?
When I
Hey, Debo.
asked him if he had a driver's license and he stated he had an international driver's license, he began rummaging on the passenger side.
Okay. Which is, you indicated near the area where the glove box was.
Yes.
And you further indicated that was there some reason why he didn't ultimately produce those for you?
Yes, I disregarded his attempt to give me the international driver's license.
Okay.
What
And
does
so,
that mean? You disregarded, what does that mean?
As he was rummaging to try to hand me something, I didn't look at it. I didn't take it from him.
Okay, you just said it's okay?
Correct.
Okay.
that's what it is.
Mr. Officer Martinez, you said that you didn't see what he was rummaging for, correct?
Yes.
So he never handed you anything, correct?
Correct.
So your statement that he was trying to grab an international driver's license, in reality, you don't have any idea what he was looking for.
Correct. Just
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, oh, come on! Another redirect.
So defense counsel cut you off after asking you don't have any idea what he's reaching for. Is that true, that you don't have any idea what he was reaching for?
I assumed he was reaching for the
Objection, Your Honor,
international driver's
speculation.
license
She can
because
testify about what her perception was, but I understand she never got it or looked at it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
my perception was that he was grabbing the international driver's license after he told me he had an international driver's license.
Is that because he was reaching over in direct relation to him telling you he had an international driver's license?
Yes.
Understood. That's what it is.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, can this officer be excused from her subpoena?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much for your testimony here
All right.
today. You may step down.
This is infuriating. Why, in God's name, would Kim not want him as his attorney? This testimony, pure and simple, it shows you Gearson's competency perfectly. He did a good job. He did a great job on cross in calling out the officer. And Dickerson clearly does not. All right, look, Dickerson, I get it. I get what Blandino is, what he's been doing. I get it. Dickerson, look, but I get it. But Gearson's doing a great job. Guys, do not misunderstand. Blandino's a freaking prick, and he's a complete asswipe, and he probably did what he did. But for God's sakes, why would he get rid of this attorney?
And you are excused from your subpoena. You may call your next witness.
The next witness will be Detective Shive.
You do solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated. Please state and spell your first and last name for the record.
David Scheid, D-A-V-I-D-S-H-I-G-E.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, sorry.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I work for Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department
Turn down the gain a bit.
How long
on
have you
my,
worked for
my
Las
mic.
Vegas Metropolitan Police Department?
for 9.5 years.
Are you a detective?
Yes, sir,
And how long have you been a detective?
for 4 years.
Okay. Were you working in that capacity as a detective at the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department on September 16, 2022?
Yes, sir.
And were you called out to a traffic stop involving an individual around, that occurred sometime shortly before 8 p.m.?
Yes, sir.
Do you see the individual that was the subject of that traffic stop here in the courtroom today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I see that you're pointing over there. Can you just state for the record what the individual's doing or wearing?
He's wearing CCBC coveralls.
All right, thanks. If the record reflect the identification of the defendant, Mr. Blandino.
So reflected.
And was that traffic stop of Mr. Blandino and his Dodge Ram vehicle over at Bruce and Bonanza here in Las Vegas, Clark County, Nevada?
Yes, sir.
Upon arriving there, was there a determination made that the vehicle was going to be towed?
No.
What's that?
Prior to arriving?
No, upon arriving there.
Oh, upon arriving? Yes, sir.
Okay. And was that vehicle in fact towed?
Yes, sir.
Was an inventory search conducted in relation to that vehicle being towed?
Yes, sir.
And did you take part in that?
Yes, myself and, I apologize, I don't know his name, the other male patrol officer.
Okay. Did you locate any documents purporting to be something of a passport or a driver's license?
Yes, sir, 2
And where did you locate those?
in the glove box,
Okay. And where was the glove box?
on the passenger side of the vehicle.
Okay. And that's the same Dodge Ram vehicle we've been discussing?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, Road Runner?
You may.
Thank you. I had these marked yet.
I need one minute, Judge. Or-
No, just package, thank you.
Oh, okay.
What?
Thank you. May I approach Williams, Your Honor?
You may.
Showing you grand jury exhibit 1. Just take a look through that and all the documents and tell me, just look up at me when you're done.
If I was forced to defend him, I'd defend him. That's the long and short. If I had the
You recognize
option,
what is
I would not.
Exhibit 1?
Yes, sir.
And this is multiple pages?
He's not worth that headache.
Recognize it to be.
One of the documents that was found in the glove box.
Okay. I'm going to show you your grand jury exhibit, I'm sorry, case exhibit 2. Could you please have a look at that, each
Why do you
page?
keep calling it grand jury exhibit?
Yeah, I don't know, I think it's bad habit. I
Okay.
apologize.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Case
why.
exhibit 1,
I was gonna say too. Why was he calling it a grand jury exhibit?
case exhibit 2. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, sir.
And what is that document?
That's the second document that was found in the document.
Okay, these are both booklets,
Yes, sir.
and are these fair and accurate depictions of those booklets and the documents contained within them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, state's going to move for the admission of 1 and 2, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection, Your
So
Honor.
admitted.
All
Thank
right.
you.
In addition to that,
Bam.
within the booklet described as State's Exhibit 2, or depicted in there, was there another item?
This item I did not.
Rounds.
Okay.
I think that's the folded up.
Objection, Your Honor. Doesn't matter what he thinks it is, he said he never saw it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
I couldn't hear because he was talking so softly.
Sorry, Your
So
Honor.
maybe you could ask the question again.
You indicated you did not see it?
No, sir.
Okay, so you're not aware of this document?
No.
All right.
Thank you.
First going to State's Exhibit 1. Is this the front of that booklet?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Going to the next page of this exhibit.
Oh, what the hell?
That's the next page of the booklet.
Oh my God.
What does it say?
It says Elam's King of Israel.
Elohim's King of Israel diplomatic
Okay.
passport.
And then underneath that,
It says Elam rep the Israel diplomatic.
You're gonna have to speak up.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I have lost my voice a couple weeks ago.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but we're not,
I don't think this is on. It is.
it is.
Okay.
Sorry about
That's okay.
that.
So it says Elam's King of Israel diplomatic passport.
If I may inject, Your Honor, it's pronounced Elohim.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
and under that, does that appear to be the same thing in French?
Yes, sir.
What is it under that?
It says Elohim King of Israel. It's probably in another language, the same.
And again, Your Honor, just for the record, the middle is German, the bottom is French.
And you know German and French?
We'll accept that.
I just know what this is.
Okay.
Thank you, Deacon, for the $10.
And at the bottom, does it say passport the ambassador?
Yes, sir.
All right, going to the next page.
Nationality, and then it goes on tribe of Judah, talks about race Hebrew, and then the year of birth 1955, and then it says date of authorization 8/5 of 93.
Okay. It says place of birth, Great Falls, Montana as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And to the next page.
It's identifying, male, brown hair, hazel eyes, 5'8", and it goes on about the weight, height, just like
Oh,
a legal document.
Okay. Does that say 180 pounds for weight?
Yes, sir.
All right, going to the next page of this exhibit. Here at the top, does it indicate name?
Yes, sir. This is Kim Blandino,
Okay. And then what does it say under that?
ambassador.
Okay.
wait.
And then is there?
That's a young Kim Blandino.
Yes,
Does that appear to be signed?
yes, sir.
Has he's had his passport for a long time.
A photograph of Mr. Blandino,
Is there anything else associated with that photograph?
a stamp with the Star of David.
Okay. As well as the cross in the middle?
Yes, sir.
Is it
And then on the right-hand
vaccinations?
side, what do we see?
It's got some numbers for authorization, and then this part was interesting to me when I was out there because for vaccination it has Bible verses. and
Oh, that's his
for
objection to
driver's
vaccinations.
license, It has Bible verses also.
Okay. So it indicates that there is a driver's license portion of this document.
And then he cites
Yes.
to Leviticus and Exodus for his driver's license.
And that says in case of emergency in the United States, contact this number.
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with that number?
No, I'm not.
Go to the next page. Is this the front cover of that particular folder?
Yes, sir.
Going into the next page of this exhibit.
There's a French typo.
Yes, sir.
Do we see a similar front page with the Elohim's King of Israel diplomatic passport,
Yes.
as well as in the other languages down below?
Yes, sir.
Same styling.
Yes, sir.
To the next page of this exhibit. What do we see here?
The same as the first one.
Okay, the nationality, the tribe, the race, the year, birth,
Weight.
okay. All of it is the same, appearing to be the same.
Yes, sir. Same as the recent one.
Okay. And what does that say
Kim Blandino.
for name?
Yes, sir. There's ambassador with a signature and then a picture. Just like the last one with the stamp of David.
Wait, Canadian Bible Society?
This one's a little brighter.
Really?
especially at night on the stop. This one I could see a lot clearer.
And then on the right-hand side, this one also includes a driver's license section.
Yes, sir, with the same Bible verse.
Okay. Go to the next page, and the next page. Well out on the stop, was Mr. Blandino making any statements about these documents?
Not to me directly, but to my partner.
Objection.
Okay, well, he's not gonna talk about them if he didn't hear them, but he didn't make any statements to you, but to your partner.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you hear those statements?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what were those statements that Mr. Blandino was making?
He was talking about the documents,
What
as
did-
I was looking at them.
And what did he say?
He was just talking about that they were international driver's license.
Okay, so he referred to these two, States Exhibit 1 and 2, as his international driver's license?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did he indicate whether he's ever used these international driver's licenses?
Yes, he told us about an incident in Boulder City.
And what did he say?
He said that they accepted them.
Oh, he said that he used these in Boulder City and somebody in Boulder City accepted them as his driver's license?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, did you have the opportunity to confirm whether, I guess number one, these are in fact driver's licenses?
Yes, I did some research. In our fusion center, we had the State Department that is with us. And I showed them to the State Department and they said that they were not passports or international driver's license.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to do a records check with Mr. Blandino and see
I'm
if he
shocked.
has any driver's license?
Yes, sir.
And what were you able to determine?
I found that he did have one in Arizona, but it was surrendered back in '93.
Okay, so 1993 was the last time that he had an active driver's license?
Yes, sir.
And these two documents that in States Exhibit 1 and 2 that he purported to be his international driver's license were in fact not driver's license at all?
No, not at all, sir.
Okay. State will pass the witness.
Ross?
Sorry. Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
So you didn't perform the actual stop, correct?
No, sir.
Okay. So all the nonsense about rummaging, whether it was here, there, wherever, you were not present for that,
No,
correct? Okay. When you inventoried the vehicle, you found these documents?
Yes,
correct?
sir.
Okay. And you said, actually, I just heard you went through the Fusion Center and contacted the State Department,
Yes,
correct?
sir, that's where I work.
Okay. You work at the Fusion Center,
Yes, sir, I
Okay.
work for counterterrorism.
counterterrorism. But we're not here on terrorism, right?
No, sir.
All right, so why were you called to the scene? Do you know?
My partner was contacted, sir. I was working with him at a large event.
Okay. Just going through the documents. Elohim, do you know what that means?
I do not, sir.
It means God.
Objection. Counsel testifying.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay. If I were to tell you that it meant God, would you have any reason to disagree with me?
There we go.
Objection, calls for speculation.
That's not speculation, it's the truth.
A reason to disagree
Okay,
with
I
is
said he
speculation.
could answer.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my
So-
god.
And you found out this is not a passport, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it is not a driver's license, correct? Okay.
Dickerson wants him out.
And it's listed as Israelite, not Israeli, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is not a passport of the state of Israel, correct?
No, it's not a passport at all,
Okay, and it's not a document from the state of Israel or anything like that, right?
sir. No, sir.
And in fact, it has a Jewish star, a Star of David with a cross in the middle, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, and did you look at the last, again, is it your claim that he purported it was?
He was talking to Detective Lee. He did
Guys, you
say
don't understand what
that it
what
was an international driver.
Gearson is trying to do here.
That Boulder City just accepted it the month prior.
Boulder City?
Yes, sir, from Boulder City Police.
Okay, okay. And did you look at the back cover of the document, the black back cover?
Yes, sir.
And that's a symbol, do you know what that symbol is?
I do not.
You don't recognize the Mercedes-Benz symbol?
It was hard to see, especially at night, sir.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Can you look at it now? I mean, do you have it in front of you?
I do not.
Can I approach your honor? And these are just the copies you gave me.
He's basically arguing that these are bullshit documents. They're not intended to be
All right?
Yes, sir.
Do you appreciate
The
the irony of a Mercedes-Benz
passport
symbol
from
on
an
an
actual nation
Israeli
state.
passport?
Objection, relevant.
Withdrawn, Your Honor.
That's what he's trying to argue. You're right, it doesn't-
At no time.
You're right. It doesn't change the fact that he didn't have a license on him. I agree with you guys there. It doesn't change the fact that he was driving without registration. But but the big issue that he's trying to deal with is the felony charge of false documents. He's trying to argue that these were not intended to be construed as an actual passport of a nation state.
Did Mr. Blandino present this document to you and claim any kind of benefit or try to pass this off to you as a driver's license or anything of that nature, correct?
Yes, sir. He did not present that to me at any time.
Okay.
As any documents.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Any withdraw?
Yes. You said he didn't present it to you at any time as any document. Is that because he was talking to Detective Meade?
Yes, sir. I was going over the documents on the hood of the car and using the spotlight so I could see them. And Detective Meade was talking to him in the back of the patrol car.
Okay.
So I was up at the left side of the patrol car using the spotlight, and Detective Meade was behind me with the door open speaking to him.
Okay. And it was Mr. Blandino that was referring to these documents as his international driver's license.
Yes, sir, because Detective Meade was questioning him on these documents.
And would that be trying to pass them off to somebody on scene as an international driver's license?
I'm not sure, sir.
Was he trying to indicate to Detective Meade that these were his international driver's license?
Objection, asked and answered.
It's not
You
asked
can
and answered.
answer.
To be honest, sir, on this stop, I don't think, I think he was saying that they were international driver's license, but I don't think he was saying for that current stop. I think he was more talking about the Boulder City stop.
Okay, and why do you think that?
Because they were in the glove compartment, sir.
And what does that have to do with it?
It didn't get brought up until he was in custody into the back of our car.
Oh, so you weren't aware that he told the patrol officer who pulled him over that he had an international driver's license as he was reaching over to the passenger side of the vehicle?
No, sir.
Okay, so being aware if that happened, would that change what your opinion was of that particular interaction?
Objection, opinion?
Right, the objection sustained.
Okay. We'll pass witness.
Any requests?
I just want to make it crystal clear, at no time did Mr. Blandino try to pass these documents off to you as anything more than a document.
Correct.
Thank you very much.
Was he talking to you?
No, sir.
Okay,
All right, can he be excused from his subpoena?
he can.
You may call your next witness.
The state will rest.
Okay,
Oh, that's it. Wow.
you don't want to call,
As for essentially a directed determination, nothing has been proved.
you don't want to call,
As for
See,
essentially
right here.
directed.
Now he's calling for a directed verdict, which is what Brooks could have done. He was going to fail, but he could have done at the end of the state's rest.
Determination, nothing has been proved.
you don't want to call any witnesses?
No,
I just want to make sure.
what I'm asking is, I do not believe they proved their case at this point.
Okay,
So I'd ask you to direct, if you're going to either deny that or hold it in
I
abeyance.
don't know
we
what
do-
that means, there's no such thing as a direct verdict at a revocation hearing. I mean, I'll hear the
Oh,
witnesses from
oops,
both sides.
you can't do that
and then
here.
I'll allow the
Never mind.
state to argue, and then I'll
Sure.
allow the defense
I-
to argue.
In a regular criminal
Your
trial,
Honor,
he could do that. Not a
um,
revocation hearing.
Just so I'm clear, we are just simply dealing with the revocation, correct? We're not dealing with that motion to impose sentence that was filed, is that correct?
I think that we're dealing with both of them today, Your Honor.
Okay, but there's been no evidence regarding,
And my question is, I have the PO dealing with that here in subpoena, I just release them if we're not.
I think that my motion has all the evidence that's needed for that, Your Honor.
Okay, so you don't want to call the probation officer?
I don't see any reason to call the probation officer, given the fact that Mr. Blandino did not sign the probation agreement. That's what that's based on in and of itself.
Okay. Any witnesses?
Sit down. Sit down.
I think a directed verdict would have been a civil
civil
trial. He'd ask for a motion to dismiss.
I don't think they're contesting the authenticity of that. That's a part of this case.
Yeah, it's true. Probation agreements get filed.
And again, Your Honor, I'm looking at the Register of Actions has the revocation hearing on for today. It doesn't have the motion to impose sentence, if I'm correct. I'm looking at your clerk.
I'm not sure there's a big difference.
Well,
You know, because if you revoke somebody, you impose the sentence.
well, potentially, Your Honor, I mean, under the statute. But
Right.
again,
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out if I need to call Mr. Chandler, Officer Chandler to the stand to refute this stuff that's not actually on the calendar. That's all I'm trying to find out right now.
Well, the issue that he wouldn't sign the probation agreement.
Yeah, true.
Before the court.
Okay,
It's
then I would
really
call,
technical jargon, Griggsy.
I can just confirm my client at one.
Sure.
Paul, are you- You want to test it? No, 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 no. Your Honor,
Okay, oh boy.
Mr. Blandino, against my advice,
Oh no.
would like to testify. I have belief that he will have to testify in the narrative because I do not believe that I could ethically question him in that fashion. So I'd just like to present that to the court, and I will now call Mr. Blandino to the stand.
Okay, he can just sit right there. Yes, you can sit
Oh,
right
now
there,
I can
you
sit
can raise
there.
your right hand, you can be sworn.
As you know from the previous
Please
thing, I
raise your
can't
right
raise
hand,
my
sir.
hand.
Well, you can affirm.
I can state under penalty of
Okay,
perjury,
you can
that I would tell
affirm.
the
Raise
truth.
your right
I
hand.
cannot swear or affirm or
Hey.
raise my hand.
You can raise your hand.
No, I cannot.
Yes, you can.
Not in this context, Judge.
Here we go.
I did not raise my hand at the trial, and I cannot
Okay.
raise, it's
You
my religious.
understand that you will be given testimony under the pains and penalties of
I have to
perjury.
tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and that I can
Okay.
be prosecuted for perjury if I do anything otherwise.
Okay, you can go ahead, counsel.
Don't do the
Do
information.
you want me standing to testify, or can I
You
sit?
can stand or sit, whatever you want to do. State your name and spell your first and last name.
My name is Kim Blandino, Kim, and then Blandino.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Is there something you want to tell the court about this hearing today?
Well, absolutely. First, I'm just going to rebut what Martinez said, or Officer Martinez. I was in the left lane, I don't know what to call you that number, but the left lane going straight. The left turn lane was over there, lady was there, and I observed her, that her passenger light was out. I had seen it in my rearview mirror when I was traveling from Bonanza and Eastern to Bonanza and Bruce. We were stopped at a red light. I got out and I did this gesture, Judge. I did roll down your window gesture, okay? Because she had her window up. I just wanted to tell her that her passenger side light was out and that it's dangerous, that people could think it's a motorcycle going down the road.
Well,
And-
so is getting out of your car in the middle of an intersection, but go ahead.
It was a red light, Judge. It turned green, and it wasn't that I got into my truck because I saw the officers. The light had turned green, so that is dangerous. Got right back in my truck, hurriedly come there, and then I see the truck come through the intersection. I see it make a U-turn, the police vehicle. It makes a U-turn and turns on its lights. I was turning on the 16th anyway because where Evie and I are presently staying on 44116, just a block down from there. I pulled over as soon as possible because I didn't want a failure to yield ticket, and so I was halfway in the red zone. But it was dark at night and the red zone was obscured. There wasn't a street light, so I couldn't see the red zone. But I knew if I didn't pull over at the curb at the immediate point, I was probably going to get a ticket for failure to yield. So I did what I was supposed to do as a good traveler on the road. I'm puzzled by why there's no body cam footage or dash cam footage. That dash cam footage would have shown that light was out. I'm commanded by my creator to try and protect people or to advise them if they're making error or danger. If that lady, if I wouldn't have tried to stop her or let her know about the light, and she got in an accident and killed or hurt somebody seriously, God calls me to account for that failure to warn. So there was a red light, there was no danger at the time. As soon as it turned green, I couldn't get it. I had to rush into my truck, which I did, the red light, and then the stop occurred. So Martinez, her testimony makes it appear as though I got in my truck because I saw them, and that's just entirely not true. I explained to them the reason why the screwdriver and the thing was because the ignition was broken. I had gotten a new one, but I didn't have time to put it back in. So I was using the screwdriver, and contrary to what Officer Martinez said, the screwdriver was in a box there. It was not hanging out of the ignition.
Thank you, Strange Love, for the $10.
And then you got to wait to just turn it. So I presented them, and I don't know why they didn't testify to this. I presented them valid registration from Montana. I have permanent license plates on that truck. It wasn't stolen, it wasn't procured by some kind of artifice or fraud, as the district attorney is seeming to allege. It was a permanent plate authorized by the state of Montana. I travel all over Montana, Arizona, so I have a Montana registration and I have an Arizona license. Montana especially because that's where I was born, and Montana, for 3 years worth of registration, any vehicle 11 years or older, they allow permanent registration. Some bean counter somewhere figured if they...
But you're in Nevada now.
Registration, they end up on the plus side on an 11 or a year old vehicle. However, it was legally done. When that stop occurred, Officers Neeson and Martinez were both
thank you, Ben, for the $10.
the ignition. That's true. I did reach over. I showed him my Arizona ID. I have the Arizona ID because these banks like to see state government issued, state in the United States for cashing checks. When I get out of CCDC, they'll give me a check. They will not give me cash. I will have to go to the bank and I will cash it with my ID. And that's why I have the ID. I've used this, no, wait a second, let me get to Shive. Okay, so the stop occurs, and then I'm cooperating fully with the officers. I tell Officer Neeson that I'm going to meet up with Evie. She's a 97-year-old World War II vet that you're well aware of from the trial. She was here in the...
Oh my God, he mentions her again.
She has serious health problems, and I'm
oh my God,
caretaker. So I told him I was just heading down the street. As a matter of fact, I showed him what was it, 2020, and so it was a picture from the.
Thank you, Deacon, for the $10.
We were there the first day of early voting, and he found that kind of interesting. I was wearing my Trump Jesus T-shirt, which you saw me wear. And
Trump Jesus T-shirt?
Wear one day during the trial, where it says Trump now, Jesus forever.
Oh my
Socialism
God.
equals slavery. Savior equals self-rule. Savior being Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember him wearing that T-shirt at a hearing during his trial. I do remember that.
When you have the belief in Jesus, as I do, you have rule over yourself and your passions. And so it's also a double entendre.
I just have a second with my phone right now.
Sure.
You're on here. Just get to it.
Okay.
Because we're going to set yourself okay. Just get to the relevant stuff.
Okay.
All right.
So the officers indicated that they didn't like the documentation, the Arizona ID. They saw the scope. They referenced the scope. That the scope looked. It showed some previous driver's license issues. They said that they were going to take me down to the city jail and have me booked for municipal ordinance violations. The passport was not an issue at all, except that Martinez did ask, contrary to what she said, the truth is, she said, she looked at the ID, I said, do you have a driver's license? I said, I have an international driver's license. I reached in, I did get it out of the glove box. I opened up where it says the driver's license page, and I showed her that. And my attorney now, for the record, is
So you
looking up
did
at the
present
sky.
that document as a
Sorry.
driver's license?
Huh?
You presented that document to the police as a driver's license?
Not in point of fact.
Oh.
What I have to say about this is that the scriptural verses indicated shows that from the kingdom of Israel, of which
Oh,
I'm
God.
a citizen and subject, with the king of Israel being Jesus, who's coming back anytime in his second coming, that the kingdom of Israel does not require a driver's license.
No.
These particular biblical passages talk about not to making covenants.
Well, the state of Nevada does.
Well, the state of Nevada also acknowledges exemptions. So if you're going to counter that, Judge, I did in fact get a ticket dismissed showing a picture of this as my driver's license. Gary Booker was then the city attorney. It's a certified copy. That document that is, I don't know whether it's marked as exhibit, this one that's on that third page, that's a certified copy of a dismissal. I paid $50 for the broken tail light, and Gary Booker said, fax me a copy of your driver's license, and I will dismiss the.
So you presented that document to the city attorney in Boulder City?
Well, I
and
faxed it to
contended-
him.
Just a minute, and contended it was your driver's license?
I said I clearly told him that it was from my country, which is the Kingdom of Israel. It does not require a driver's license. Now, I don't think the judge or Detective Shive understand international law. Every country in the world under an international compact issues licenses for international purposes, which means if you get an international license in the United States, it's good every other country but the United States.
There is no Kingdom
If
of
you get one
Israel.
from France, it's good anywhere but from France. And then you can travel in other countries.
Where'd you get it from?
Huh?
Where'd you get it from?
Thank you,
Where'd I
Digger,
get
for the
this passport
5
and driver's
memberships.
license? I made it myself. Under the authority of my king, which is Jesus, that allows me to do this.
All right, so
There
you
is
just-
nothing-
You just made it up.
There was
What?
nothing wrong. What do you mean I made it up? What
You
does that
made
mean?
it up and you created this yourself.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You're saying
And
made
you're
it up, it seems like.
contending that it's an international driver's license?
Well, it comes under that. Now, whether people want to accept it as such, the State Department has many governments in the world that they do not have diplomatic relations with, and they cut it off. And they do not recognize neither their diplomats, their ambassadors, or have any kind of mutual thing with that. But my king, which is Jesus, requires that I preach the good news of his
Oh my
rising,
God.
his living today, and the fact that we are supposed to love God with all our heart, with all our mind, and with all our spirit, and to love thy neighbor as thyself. These are the two greatest commandments as dictated in the scriptures. What I'm,
Again, Your Honor, if I could have a second.
Sure.
Shut the fuck up! Shut up, please! Stop talking!
see, I have nothing not good in it,
And just keep it relevant to this.
too. It is, okay? It is. There is nothing false in this document, Judge. I was born in 1955. The document was created in 1993. I'm shrunk 2 inches. I'm not 5'8".
Thank you,
anymore.
Supercalifragilistic.
Obviously, I've got less hair than I have in this
Super Cali, thank you for the expense.
The Star of David. The Star of David represents David the king of old, and the cross comes out because Jesus is a direct descendant of David, and he's the King of
Okay,
Kings.
anything else about this stop?
I'm sorry?
Anything else about the traffic stop?
I am testifying as best I can. I'm supposed to tell the whole truth, and if you don't have the whole truth, I can tell by your demeanor and your deportment that you're willing to put me right into prison. So I have a right to testify.
He knows it's coming.
God gives me the words to speak. And so, about the stop, to get back to that, and then we'll get back to this later. I just want to stress there's nothing false about this document. Those scriptural verses are accurate. Everything in this is accurate.
Please move on.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going through the stop. They're indicating that they're going to take me to city jail, charge me with municipal ordinances because we were it's technically in the city. As you know, they can charge either city ordinances,
Please, I understand that. No need
or
to
in this
tell me
case,
that.
they charged me with county violation of Nevada revised statutes on the traffic matters, which they had their choice. They could elect one or the other. So when Meade showed up at this stop, he was very condescending. He obviously,
Are you talking about Detective Meade?
yeah, Detective Meade. Anyway,
It's
Detective
very
Meade
rude.
says, "Oh, Mr. Blandino, now I'm wearing my Trump Jesus shirt, which you've seen." He says, "Oh, I didn't recognize you with the ascot." He's completely demeaning and
So the detective knew exactly who he was.
you could tell immediately that he was following the communist thing, which show me the man and I'll find you the crime. He was giddy, he was anxious to find some reason, no matter what it was, to try and get my probation revoked. And so he said, he started ordering these officers about. They didn't testify to anything on that. I'm sorry, Martinez didn't testify to anything as to the fact that Meade started ordering these officers around. When I was first brought to the car, I'm facing this way on the car. They got me in the car and they said, "Put your hands behind the back." And I said, "Are you going to cuff me and arrest me?" He said, "No, we're just for protection, for safety." So when Meade said, "Oh, he didn't have a driver's license," which that's what Mark Neeson told Thing, he said, "Okay, then arrest him." So that at that moment they cuffed me, and Meade was immediately elated to the fact of seeing me cuffed. I could see this in his eyes. He's a very angry, spiteful person.
You did it to
And
yourself,
so,
Kim.
Then he's issuing other orders, and he said, "Wait a minute, did he show you something?" And then I spoke as to the international driver's license and to the Boulder City dismissal by City Attorney Gary Booker. And so I had told him that I presented it dozens of times over the decades. People in Montana, Arizona, when I travel, and no one has had any issue. As a matter of fact, in the 1994 conviction,
Please do not, we're not going back to 1990.
no, I'm saying I had this in my possession from 1993
Move
on.
on, or I'll assume you're done.
No, the state of Nevada had it.
Move on, or I'll assume you're done.
So Meade says, okay, he asked for permission to search my truck, okay? Meade did. I'm cuffed up now, and it's tight, and so Officer Neeson is very professional, and I said, "It's tight," and he said, "Okay, let me try and loosen it," and he did loosen it. And Meade said, "Oh yeah, Mr. Blandino likes to play games." You could obviously tell the vindictive nature of what he was saying in that regard. So when I get put into the patrol car, I'm presuming I'm going to city jail, and he said, "No, Mr. Blandino, now you're going to go to Carr County Jail, and you're going to be booked in as a felony." What my indication was that he was charging me with 2 counts, even though these are just duplicate documents of the same. One's a backup. There was one that was obviously weather damage. That's why one's more clear than the other. So when I'm in the patrol car and driving, I tell Officers Neeson and Martinez, "Well, no good deed goes unpunished." Me trying to warn the lady of her life. But for that, I would not have been stopped. I knew the risk when I got out. I know God wanted me to be arrested for whatever purposes He has in mind. Those will unfold in time. But I know I've done some good up in the Clark County Detention Center for the time I've been there. And to be a witness and to be vindictively prosecuted like I am I know serves God's purpose.
Thank you for the $5,
One thing they didn't
Ruby.
indicate on this, there's fine print. It says unauthorized use of this passport is punishable by law. You didn't read the fine print in there.
Okay.
So that's on that as well at the very bottom. So everything was done legally under Title VIII. I rescinded my U.S. citizenship. I am not a U.S. citizen. I indicated that to P.O. Chandler. This was available to Officer Chandler at any time. He saw the when he came to visit the house for his review under probation, he saw that I had the Montana plates in the truck. And so when I said, yeah, he said, is that your truck? And I said, yes. And he kind of like smirked a little bit. I said, why did you want to, I believe I said, my memory is, my recollection is, I said, did you want to look at the truck and search it? Because you have authority to search anything without a warrant. And at that time, I had those passports in that glove box as well. This was maybe a month earlier than the traffic stop. So, the officers arrest me and they take me to CCDC. And then I have now the Justice Court, a preliminary hearing and stuff set on the traffic, the misdemeanors and then the felony. But at no time was I had any evil design whatsoever. I don't require this for me. I use this to show other people because they like to see picture ID. Like I said, I've used this for decades and I travel with it. You can see that it's a big size. It doesn't fit in the wallet. So if I'm wearing my suit, I wear it in my suit. And so there was no intent to defraud anybody. This report says, it is common for individuals with anti-government idea. I'm not anti-government. Against tyranny, I'm for freedom and liberty. That's my thing.
Call this off set.
He demands that we live that way and that we extend that to others, regardless of their religious beliefs. But there is nothing unlawful in creating this. I've rescinded my U.S. citizenship
Just
legally.
repeating the same thing, so Mr. Dickerson.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry, I'm not done yet, Judge.
Yeah, you're done.
No, I'm not.
Cross-examination.
You're not anti-government,
No,
but you've renounced your United States citizenship.
that's not anti-government. 8,000 people expatriate every year from the United States. And they're
And
not.
that's a yes that you've renounced your U.S. citizenship, correct?
No, I did not renounce, I rescinded. There's a difference.
All right. And you're also a diplomat?
Yes,
Okay. And that's what States Exhibit 1 and States Exhibit 2, these passports of yours indicate that you're a diplomat, right?
Wait,
my
what?
mission is to preach the good news that Jesus is risen, that he's
Come
alive
on!
today.
Nope.
And to preach the good news.
I'm on Dickerson's side. Bullshit.
And I do that.
Are you gonna use the Elmo again?
Yeah, I'll use that. So,
Nope, I'm on Dickerson's side.
I'm going to show you States Exhibit 1 here.
Mhm.
This is the one that you showed, Officer Martinez?
I don't know, I had two, and I don't know which one it was.
Sorry, this is States Exhibit 2. Okay. It was either States Exhibit 1 or States Exhibit 2
That's correct, right.
that you showed Officer Martinez as your international driver's license.
Right.
Okay.
And I use the international driver's license as a shorthand because people don't understand the concept oftentimes. Oftentimes in life.
It's
we
fine,
use shorthand.
that's fine.
He calls it an He calls it an international driver's license, but then immediately testified that he doesn't even need a license to begin with.
States Exhibit 2.
Thank you, Super, for the 5 gifted memberships.
This one. And then inside the front cover of States Exhibit 2 is that document you're talking about, isn't that right?
Yeah, the dismissal by the Boulder City court.
Okay. I'm going to show you this. This is State's Proposed Exhibit 3. Showing you each page of it
Right.
back in front.
That one you just passed? You want me to?
Yeah, we can chat about it, but I want to show it to you first.
Right.
You recognize it?
Yeah.
Okay, is this that document that was in that passport?
It's exactly right.
Okay, all right. State moves for the admission of states, Exhibit 3.
We show it to council.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That one copy is the fact,
There's no question pending.
I'm sorry, apologize.
Your Honor, this is a multi-page document. I guess my objection would be that the district attorney is trying to enter information of a criminal complaint. I believe it's some kind of a eviction that would be inappropriate and irrelevant at this point. I mean, obviously felonies less than 10 years can come in. I know this is a
Boulder
revocation
City
hearing.
stuff,
It's the Boulder City municipal information.
the one where he contends they were A-okay with this being offered as a driver's license?
And the one you've been testifying about.
Okay,
I offer that, Your Honor. I'm sure my client would disagree with me. I know what's going to happen, but I want the objection noted.
okay, it's noted and it's admitted into evidence.
Thank you. This is on Mr. Blandino?
Yeah.
Great. Showing States Exhibit 3. This is that document, the front page of it that we've been discussing?
Excuse me. Got the wrong pipe.
Is that-
Can you orient it to where I don't have to turn my head
Yeah, you
sideways?
know, let's see, I'll do it this way.
Okay.
Okay, is this that document
Yeah, this is the municipal court of Boulder City.
indicating it's a complaint for an unlicensed driver, right?
Right,
For you, Kim Dennis Blandino?
yeah, I don't use the middle name Dennis, but they did.
Okay. And then this document was actually certified by the court, is that right?
Well, I obtained that because I wanted evidence that it was dismissed based on, the case was dismissed based on my faxing over a copy of that.
And so you obtained the certified copy, right?
Right,
And it says here on the second page, I hereby certify that this is a true and correct copy of the original in the Boulder City Municipal Court file.
right, mhm,
And it's dated December 24, 2001.
Yeah.
And signed by the court clerk of Boulder City Municipal Court.
right.
And that's the back page of this front page we've been looking at?
I guess it's a back page. I didn't know if it was two-sided or single-sided.
Okay. And then here, on the next page, this is the third page of State's Exhibit 3. Is this a fax? Is that what that is?
Yeah, Gary Booker, who was then the city attorney, said fax over a copy of your driver's license and we would dismiss.
Your Honor, I apologize. I'm going to object on relevance. We're not here litigating this thing. Even if he did this back in 1993 or whenever, the statute of limitations, we're so far afield of we're dealing with right now. What's in front of Your Honor is
Right, whether he's using this passport and passing it off as being a driver's license.
right in the incident that we're here for, which was the traffic stop, not something that happened in Boulder City 20 years ago.
Okay, I'm
So-
gonna allow you to continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. And so, Mr. Blandino, you sent it from Office Depot, is that right?
Oh, you're reminding me, yeah, I guess that was from Office Depot.
And that you sent that on August 10th, 1998.
I'm sorry, he coughed and I couldn't hear you.
August 10th, 1998? Is that right? That's what it indicates here in the top corner.
They must have their date stamp. Why does that say 2001? Oh, I must have got the certified copy much later than that. Okay,
Yeah, 1998, right?
okay.
Right. Does that sound right?
Well, it looks right. I mean, unless their date stamp was wrong. I don't recall that date, but,
This would have been associated with the fax, correct?
right, yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
because he didn't even, he said, he didn't even want me to have to come into the office or anything and show him the actual document or the passport. He wanted me to just fax it. I guess he's a busy guy.
Okay, and so then here on this page, this is the copy of the passport and driver's license that you
Right.
sent
Right,
to the
Right.
Boulder City Municipal Court.
right.
Okay.
Well, no, to the city attorney.
Okay, to the city attorney, all right. And that's the same thing that we've been looking at in both States Exhibit 1 and States Exhibit 2, correct? Here's States Exhibit 2 on the fourth page.
Right.
That's correct.
Okay.
Just showing Your Honor what I showed him, State's Exhibit 2 on the 4th page. And that's where it indicates that you have the driver's license here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you also mentioned that,
No, to make sure that.
but
you're
hang
actually-
on, that's not my question,
Okay.
right? At the bottom of this page, that's what you were mentioning is the unauthorized use of this passport is punishable by law?
Right?
Okay. And showing the 4th page of State's Exhibit 2, that's what it says right here at the bottom, is that correct?
Right.
Okay. And then the 4th page of State's Exhibit 1, the same thing, unauthorized use of this passport is punishable by law.
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. Going back to State's Exhibit 3, the page we were on, turning to the next page, and then there was a certification of that page as well, correct?
Right.
All right. And then ultimately, what you have with that is this document, is that right?
Right.
And this document,
Yeah, I can't read the left side, you got that O2 part of the left.
oh, yeah, that's right, yeah, let me zoom out for you a bit. Okay.
So basically, he's bringing up the old charge that he had, right? And he's showing that he pled no contest. So in other words, it's not so much that Blandino said somebody recognized his international driver's license. It's that he was able to plead no contest to it.
So this is a document that's titled Acceptance of Negotiations.
Right.
In your name, Kim Dennis Blandino, or Blandino.
Yeah, I didn't write that, I think that was Gary Booker, an associate.
And it indicates count 1 and count 2, count 1 being taillight issue.
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
And count 2 being unlicensed driver.
Right.
And then it talks about your plea here, right? Accepting the plea, pleading no contest, is that right?
Right.
And then and specifically as to count 2, the unlicensed driver, it indicates what your negotiation is that what that is?
I'm trying to read that.
If
If defendant has copy of driver's license municipal court by 3 p.m. today, city agrees to dismiss, otherwise apt for trial on 10/22/98, 10 a.m.
Okay, it would read correct if it's defendant faxes copy of driver's license?
Oh, fax, yeah, that's what that is. What did
Okay.
I say?
Gets or has copy?
Faxes, yeah.
Okay, and then here, this word, otherwise, comma, set for trial?
Oh, set, yeah, set for trial. Right,
Okay. And
His
then,
handwriting's as bad as mine is.
and then this was signed by you, is that a yes?
Wait a minute, what is that?
Defendant
Defendant.
attested by something? Phone?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so see, he didn't even want me to come in to sign. I said, okay, yeah, that's good.
Okay. And then that document as well was certified by the court.
Right.
Okay. And there's final document. So you carry State's Exhibit 3 around within State's Exhibit 2, that your passport, just to kind of show, that this is your driver's license and it works, right?
I showed to evidence that everybody had the opportunity to accept or reject that. Gary Booker could have rejected it, but I'm not forcing anybody to accept my religious beliefs or my practices, about Jesus and the kingdom of Israel. However, I knew that claims like yourself would say that it's phony, it's fraudulent, and I think this goes to the fact that it's a substantial document that was accepted by a prosecuting agency within Nevada. I've had it accepted by the Nevada Department of Prisons before they became the Nevada Department of Corrections. They had that in their possession for 4 years. And LBMPD has had possession of that. This is the first time that I faced any kind of charges or repercussions for having that document.
Because you've used this as your driver's license for years.
Well, it's not just my driver's license. It talks about vaccinations. You'll see that on there. It describes me. It's a multi-purpose document. I want to have other people come to a knowledge of Jesus and to, in fact, become citizens of the kingdom of Israel if possible, because if everybody did as I do, to love thy neighbor as thyself and love God with all thy might and thy strength and thy heart, this world would be a paradise.
So it being your driver's license is just one of the things that it is, right?
Yeah, it's evidence of what
And
I
you
say some
indicated that,
vaccinations do.
you indicated when you were testifying in the narrative that you've used it as such, as a driver's license, dozens of times. I think that was your quote, right?
Right. I've had cases dismissed here in the Justice Court showing that, and in the Municipal Court of Las Vegas.
All right. State of passive witness.
There's nothing fraudulent about it.
Okay, any other witnesses?
Yes, you're,
What about read that or whatever you want to do that?
can you stay on point?
Please, for the love of God.
Okay. Your Honor, my client would like to add something.
Okay, you can have, but I'm not gonna hear the same thing over and over again, but go ahead.
I just have to say, I mean, this was not prepared, not possessed, not in any way used for any evil design whatsoever. I'm a safe traveler on the road. I look out for others. I
Yeah,
drive.
according to you, right? You're the only one that gets to test that, acknowledge that, because you don't go to the DMV and take a driving test or a written test, right?
I'm prohibited from
You-
doing that. I'm prohibited from going and making a contract with the state of Nevada.
Oh,
I-
come on!
I tried to, and the thing is,
Then you can't drive on the roads.
Ha!
You're entitled to do that, but then you can't drive on the roads. You
Well,
don't get to
that's-
make up your own set of rules.
no, it is international law, Judge.
Oh.
It's international law. If
Anything
you don't want to
else?
accept that, I
Is that right?
cannot debate you on that. You're on the
You're
bench,
right.
I'm here.
Anything else?
But the other thing is, because of this and my rescission of United States citizenship, I am not, nor have I ever been since this, a resident of the state of Nevada. I'm a traveler. My mission is no different,
You're a what?
a traveler
Ah!
What does that mean?
within the United States.
Damn
I
it!
travel.
He went full
I
sick!
do, the address that I use, 441, I use care of 441, because at any moment, God might have me move. I do not claim residence of Nevada. I'm not a resident.
Right.
Now, the thing is that this is very important
How'd you go
because.
vote?
Huh?
How did you vote?
I don't vote. I cannot vote here. It'd be
Okay,
illegal for
you
me to
just
vote.
took your friend to vote? I thought you said in the beginning you took
Yeah, I
your
take
friend
her to
go
vote. She likes
Okay.
to vote. She's a US citizen. She's actually a true African, born in South Africa, naturalized in 1961 in the United States. And so she likes to vote against corrupt politicians. And that's what I do for her. It's part of what I do for her. I take her to her medical appointments and so on. I took a vow to take care of her till the end of her days, unless
Okay, anything
something
else
stops me.
relevant to this proceeding?
Yes, there is. It's been alleged that this is a fraudulent document. It's impossible to be fraudulent. This court, you, Judge, have sworn an oath to protect, defend the U.S.
It
Constitution.
appears as though you quit testifying.
No,
and
no,
now you
listen,
wanna go
listen,
into
Judge.
arguing. No, I don't, no, you have an
You
attorney,
recognize
your
the
attorney will argue,
Yeah,
so apparently you
Okay,
don't
but-
have any other
Oh, no, no,
testimony,
I've got
you're a
something else.
witness at this time.
I've got something that this document, I just want to make it absolutely clear, is not false in any way.
Okay,
Nor can the district
All right.
attorney say it was false. And under
Okay.
international law, I am acting absolutely appropriately. If the State Department, to rebut what Mr. Detective Shai said, he may have checked with the State Department, but just because the State Department does not recognize this kingdom and this king does not mean that it's invalid or fraudulent. The US government refuses to recognize states and countries all over the world. And I
Uh-huh.
don't force anybody to accept this or, accept its validity.
But-
There was no evil design in
But if
any
they don't
way, shape,
accept
or
it, you
form
can't do it.
in
You're gonna get in
doing
trouble.
this. It's no different than, Mead, that was one thing I wanted to rebut as well. Mead said there's no such thing as an international license. Now, police are allowed to
Well,
lie to the public. We
Well,
can't
there
lie to
is.
police, or that's a crime,
I
lying to
think
the police.
there are
And he knows he's
recognized
lying through his teeth when he
licenses.
said it. The other thing that I did want to address on that stop is Mead was completely dismayed that I was not put in prison on that conviction, and this, he indicated his vindictiveness that he wanted to put.
Look at the attorney's body language. The fucking dejection of his arms. No, you poor bastard.
Back in and have me back under lock and key, and that's what his intent is. And the DA is vindictively prosecuting me on this case in the Justice Court. There is nothing improper at all.
Okay, so
With
that's
this
about the
document.
18th time you've said that, so I'll assume that you are done, and I'll hear from the state in any argument you want to make to the court.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well,
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Your Honor, we do have another witness. If-
Oh, I
Yeah, we
apologize.
have Officer Chandler, so
Okay, I just wanted to, I have to leave in like 6 minutes.
it should not take more than
Okay,
that, to be honest with
all
you.
right.
You do solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated. Please state and spell your first and last name for the record.
Eric Chandler, ERIC, CHANDLER.
Do you want to have it marked?
Court's provisions.
Will you file it? Yes, Your Honor.
Just
And-
as one,
Just one, yes, Your Honor. It is the
the probation?
probation document. I believe the state has no objection.
yeah, I believe it's the same one that was filed with my motion.
Okay, so it'll.
Wait, really, Sean?
Exhibit
Jeez,
A,
that sounds about right.
and state have no objection to its admission?
No objection. Fine.
Okay, it's admitted.
Officer Chandler, you were, what do you do for a living?
I work for Nevada State Police Division of Parole and Probation,
How long have you been doing that?
15 years.
At some point, you were Mr. Blandino's probation officer?
Yes,
Okay. And as a result of that, you sat down, discussed with him, went over the rules and regulations?
correct.
And as part of that, you put together a probation agreement and rules document?
The probation agreement is made by our file setup, which is based off of the court minutes from the sentencing.
Okay. I'm just going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 1, and do you recognize that as the document?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm just going to put it up on the wall here.
It's Defendant's Exhibit A.
Oh, it's Exhibit A, I apologize.
That's okay.
Exhibit A. So, let me see here. Wow. This is the document we were just talking, oh God, I'm just having such a hard time here. This is the document, correct?
Yes, it is.
There we go, sorry. Okay. And that's your signature at the bottom?
Yes, it is.
And there's a place for Mr. Blandino to sign as well, correct?
Correct.
And he did not, he chose not to sign, correct?
I actually wrote that.
Oh, you wrote that, okay.
Yes, and put my initials next to it.
And on the second page, where the special conditions are, again, the same thing, your signature at the bottom and chose not to sign as well,
What?
correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Did you have a problem with that?
As far as him signing or not
Yeah.
signing it? No, I did not.
Okay. You didn't report it as something he didn't do, you didn't recommend that he come back to court for revocation or anything of that matter, correct?
I did not.
Okay, I just would like you to look at special condition number 8. Okay, and it says have no contact with the courts. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, and the second one, the next one, number 9, it says do not enter the courts unless the defendant is present for official business, correct?
Correct.
Okay, can you reconcile that?
Mr. Blandino and I discussed that. I actually called the court to get some clarification. I was advised by the judge's JDA that he was to discuss these matters with his attorney if he needed clarification. And also, I explained to him that he couldn't just show up at the courthouse or being engaged in any proceedings unless he actually had a case on calendar and not just showing up at a courthouse.
Okay, as written, it was confusing enough that you called the court, correct?
It wasn't confusing, it was just plainly stated not to have contact with the courts.
Oh, okay, well, that's the first one, number 8, and then number 9 says, don't, you can show up. I mean,
Correct.
and this isn't trick questions, I'm just saying, it's a little confusing back and forth.
Objection, Your Honor. That's been answered. He indicated it's not confusing.
I didn't think it was confusing.
Well, you wrote it, Your Honor, I understand, but what I'm getting, I'll
I mean,
withdraw.
I'm obviously not gonna prevent him from coming into the court if he has some type of official business or docket.
Okay,
You know, something on the docket, that would not be appropriate.
okay, okay.
Fine.
And I mean, I'm sort of in a jackpot here, Your Honor, because what I want to say, obviously, is to someone, and we understand that's what you meant. I'm not sure the words on the page were clear to Mr. Blandino. Would you?
Is this argument, Your Honor?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Okay,
I mean, if that's his only issue, I mean, you could even take out number 8, and say, do not have any contact with the courts unless you're there for official business. And then he'll sign it, right? That's what I thought.
I don't know if I can speak for Mr. Blandino. I'm just,
It's fine.
oh, there, sorry. I'm sorry, Officer Chandler, what I'm getting at is, when you sat down with Mr. Blandino to work on this document with him, is it fair to say that he was confused by some of the issues, some of the conditions?
I don't know if he was confused. What I explained to him is my interpretation of number 8 was that under the instant offense, he had direct contact with the court as far as emailing the court or showing up to court. I mean, he didn't have proceedings, so that's what I took number 8 to mean.
Okay. And that, again, you just said that was your understanding?
Correct.
Okay. And would it be fair to say Mr. Blandino didn't sign because he communicated to you, I can't sign this because I don't understand?
I'm not sure if that's what he said. We had, obviously, conversations with Mr. Blandino are very long, so I don't
Yes.
recall everything that we discussed. We went over this document in detail. I read every single word of this document based on my prior conversations, and at the end, he chose not to sign it.
Okay. Did you have any indication after you signed this that Mr. Blandino would not follow the conditions set forth on this document?
No, I do not.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor, for the $9.99 super sticker.
Mr. Dickerson?
Sir, did you tell Mr. Blandino he didn't have to sign the document?
No, I did not.
In fact, Mr. Blandino just decided that he wasn't going to sign.
Correct.
And are you aware that by law, the document is required to be submitted by the defendant to the court, by the defendant to you, and then from the Division of Parole and Probation to the court pursuant to any grant of probation?
I wasn't aware that by law, he had to sign it. I've never had somebody refuse to sign a probation agreement.
Understood. Thank you very much.
In how many years?
15 years.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, but again, you had no indication that he did not intend to follow this document, correct?
Well, it's hard for me to speculate whether he would follow the conditions or not. Whether he signs it or not, I have no indication either way whether he would follow them or not.
Okay. The fact that he didn't sign it didn't give you concern at that time. You signed it, passed it in, and that was the end of it.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, my client wants me to recall him for rebuttal. Again, I don't know
Okay,
what.
then if he wants to do that, because it's now after 1 o'clock, we'll have to continue the matter.
Aww.
So how about Monday?
Can I just check my calendar, Your Honor?
Pardon? That's what I thought.
Yes, Your Honor.
I think I can. Oh,
Mr. Dickerson?
Yes, Your Honor. I should be able to make that work.
Okay, but I can excuse the officer and he does not have to come back.
Yes, Your Honor, we will release the
Thank
officer.
you very much for being here. I appreciate your willingness to be here and your testimony and your excuse and your subpoena.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then we'll see y'all Monday morning.
Thank you. Apologize for the.
So they're fine. That it? Oh man, so we got more. So wait, so on Monday we not only have Kim Blandino, but we have the scheduling conference for Brooks. That'll be interesting. Damn. All right. Well, that's gonna be entertaining. So we're gonna have to sit tight. But damn it. And I just poured myself another beer. A big ass pint. I mean, I'm not just gonna sit here and, you know, drink this, you know, by myself, right? So let's see what's going on. I'm not doing Popometic. I promise, Danny, I wouldn't do Popometic. So I think Brooks will get an. I mean, he could file an appeal. Whether Brooks will succeed on appeal, that's not happening. Van Balian? Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen Van's latest. No, I have not seen that. Let's take a look. Van. Yeah, I haven't seen this yet.
We're not going to adjudicate this out here on the street. Okay, it makes no sense.
Okay, but when I'm saying,
hold tight. If you got a problem with the ticket or whatever he's telling you charged with, you go to court and you handle it appropriately. Okay, you're no special than anybody else that's not driving a car here.
Okay guys, today we head to Tuscaloosa, Alabama for yet another attempt by a self-confessed Moorish sovereign citizen to drive on a homemade Moorish registration plate. Tuscaloosa PD pull him over and he attempts all the usual right to travel nonsense, but more egregiously uses his impressionable 16-year-old daughter who is in the car with him as a shield during the stop, which is infuriating at times. Anyway, he demands a supervisor because things aren't going his way, but instantly regrets it when the supervisor is of the no-nonsense variety. Right, let's get into the video.
Have a tag on your car,
sir,
okay?
this vehicle is not a state property commercial vehicle. This is a private locomotive vehicle. It does.
It does not.
Okay, well, when your supervisor get here, we'll see.
Okay, that's fine. He's
Thank
coming.
you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I'm going to ask you politely, please, to identify
Thank you. No, sir. No, I haven't committed no crime.
Ma'am, do you have an ID?
She's young. Don't talk to her.
I can talk. I can
No, she's young. She's 16. Don't talk to her.
She can still have an ID at 16.
No, don't talk to her. She's 16.
All right, put your hands on the steering wheel for me.
For what?
Okay, so I just want to correct. Technically, I mean, they can ask her questions, but as the passenger, she's not obligated to answer. But the police are free to ask them questions.
Because I'm going to get the VIN number. Put your hands on the steering wheel for me and turn the car off.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm waiting for your supervisor.
Okay.
When your supervisor comes, man, I'm not answering no more questions when your supervisor comes. When I ask for him, that's it. We don't have to discuss anything else. We don't. When your supervisor comes, then we'll talk.
Okay, he's on his way.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I can still conduct some of my business.
I don't want to. That's it. When I ask for your supervisor by law, that means we are done talking.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Okay.
Stop using your daughter as a shield for your insecurities. It's perfectly reasonable for an officer to ask you if you have any weapons in the vehicle. It's for everyone's safety, including your own. I also find it hilarious that he brings up profiling when he does exactly that to the officer later in the video.
Okay. Are there any weapons in the car?
Sir, I haven't committed no crime for you to be asking me all those questions, man. I'm not answering no more questions. I'm waiting for your supervisor. I'm waiting for your supervisor.
Okay, put your hands
on the
How can I do that? I'm recording you.
You can still record me. That's fine. Just put your hands on the steering wheel while I get the VIN.
I'm not finna do anything to you. I'm not a threat to you.
I don't know. Well, I don't.
I'm not a threat to you. You have a gun and a taser, and I don't have none of that.
You have.
What? You think I'm finna come out and shoot you?
I don't know.
Why would you profile me like that?
I'm not profiling.
You are.
I don't know who anybody is on the stop.
But I'm saying, though, why would you profile me like that, though?
You're not being profiled.
I got my daughter in the car, and you asking me questions like that?
Wait, so what law prevents him from continuing with his investigation until a supervisor turns up? And even if there was a law, why are you relying on it to protect you here, but not following the law that says you need a license plate? Isn't that a bit hypocritical?
I'm asking you if there's a weapon in the car.
Oh, it's not. It's nothing like. It's not. If I did have a weapon in my car, that's my Second Amendment right, though, constitutional wise.
It is.
Okay, so.
But I still.
I'm not a threat towards you, my man.
I'm not saying you are.
Okay, but we cool. We not. I'm telling you, I'm not.
Okay, sir. I just want to get the VIN number.
Then
please.
get it, man. It's right there.
Stand in front of the vehicle.
Why?
Because you're operating.
What?
A heavy vehicle.
What that mean?
It means that you could run me over.
Are you serious, man?
Yeah.
I'm serious.
You dead? So you think I'm a threat to you?
I don't know if
I already turned down the
so
game.
You think you stand in front of my vehicle? I'm finna run. Is that what you thinking? Is that what you thinking right now?
I do not know what.
So I'm a threat to you, and you got a gun, and you got a partner right there, where y'all can shoot me and my child.
I do not want to do that. That's the last thing we want to do.
And there he goes again, scaring his 16-year-old daughter into thinking the police are just going to start shooting, even though this cop is doing everything in his power to make sure that doesn't happen, by asking questions like, do you have any weapons in the vehicle, and could you turn your vehicle off? Which are all perfectly reasonable requests. So it's a real shame that his daughter will grow up to be scared of the police because of her father's victim complex.
I don't know. That's not your record, though. That's probably the first thing. Yeah. You police officers.
Okay.
Y'all do kill Americans.
Me as a police
because that's all over the TV.
Oh, well, if it's all over the TV, then it must be true.
Well, I mean, if you want to show like a bunch of news reports about, you know, African Americans committing crime, what? That's valid to assume that all African Americans are about to commit crime?
I mean, come on, you've just accused this officer of profiling you without any evidence, even though he had probable cause to stop you due to the tags. And then you have the nerve to profile this officer, even though he's done everything in his power to keep everyone safe. This is sad, but he continues to be wrong and to scare his daughter.
That's not a profile. You're a cop, right?
I am a police
officer. Okay, so you do kill unarmed Americans.
When you say you, what do you mean by you?
You police officers.
I do not.
You police officers kill unarmed Americans. So why would I'm not a threat to you. I got my child in the car. We finna go eat, my man.
Okay.
So you think I'm finna run you over so you can feel good on your body cam?
I don't know what you're gonna
I'm not finna do it. So for you and your body cam purposes and for your partner, I'm not a threat towards you. You're a threat towards me.
I'm not a threat towards
you. You are.
You're entitled to your opinions.
No, this is a fact.
Moorish sovereign citizens and facts are not friends. They never have been and never will be. In fact, they are enemies. I mean, how is this officer asking you to turn your vehicle off a danger to you unless you plan to drive away while he's in front of it? Just admit it, you just can't stand being told what to do. That's what's really going on here.
For your questions that you ask to make it seem like that you are being harmed, or I think I'm finna harm you, it's not. We don't do that to y'all. Y'all do it to us. So you can get my VIN number. This is a private vehicle.
Put your hands on the steering wheel.
What? Dog, let's do common sense.
How can you do common sense when you haven't got any? If you did, then you wouldn't be scaring your daughter half to death over an everyday routine traffic stop, nor would you be pulling this debunked sovereign citizen version of the right to travel.
I don't conduct any searches, dog. I don't conduct any searches.
Okay.
You mean consent?
I don't conduct any searches.
Okay.
You mean consent?
So don't search my vehicle. This is a private vehicle.
I'm not searching your vehicle.
You just looked in it.
Okay. That's not a search.
Yeah, you might laugh because that was a ridiculous claim to make. This is the kind of delusional thinking we are dealing with here, guys. He actually thinks a police officer violated the Fourth Amendment by him looking into his vehicle. I mean, come on.
I'm just gonna wait for your supervisor to get here,
That's
dog.
fine, but I want at least, I'd like to try to get the VIN number.
Dog, my vehicle is a private vehicle. That's it.
Okay.
I'm not a sovereign citizen like you call them of America. I'm a sovereign citizen of the United States, but not of America.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Okay.
Well, no.
What is the difference?
The only difference is you, the Moorish version of a sovereign.
Guys, I don't know what to tell you. It sounds fine to me. I don't know why y'all are getting garbled sound on the video. I mean, it's not like I changed anything. Right? I mean, I switched to another video on Blandino with the same browser. I don't understand.
Dog, my vehicle is a private vehicle. That's it.
I refreshed the browser.
I'm not a sovereign citizen like you call them of America. I'm a sovereign citizen of the United States, but not of America.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Well, no. The only difference is you, the Moorish version of a sovereign citizen, falsely claimed to be indigenous to America. Other than that, you pretty much pull the same standard sovereign citizen nonsense, which has been debunked time and time again in both state and federal courts.
Just like you're a European and a Caucasian. That's not from here. That's the difference.
I'm not following your logic, but
I know you're not. I know you're not. So I'll wait for your supervisor to
okay,
get here.
we're gonna wait right here.
Thank you, my man. Dang. Stop trying to look at my shit, man.
All I did was turn down the gain.
Don't worry about that.
For the desktop audio.
This will already be taken care of. I just asked you don't search my vehicle, and you still violating my rights and everything. So this is, and as a matter of fact, K. Ivy and everybody else got a record of my judicial proclamations and the sheriff and the chief. So we can do this.
I'm just going to explain to you what's going to happen, okay?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we still need to identify you.
You're not finna, I hadn't committed no crime.
Okay. So.
And traffic stops are not crimes.
I have probable cause to stop you.
For what?
Because you don't have a tag on your vehicle. Okay, the state of Alabama allows me to stop a car that's not displaying a tag that's operating on the public road.
Oh my God, these are Supreme Court law cases right here, my brother.
No!
And I don't have to have a registered vehicle or a tag for you to stop me. This is not a crime. These are Supreme Court laws. I'm gonna show this to your supervisor.
Drink.
Yeah, and speaking of the supervisor, the first of two arrives, and this is where it starts to fall apart for our Moorish friend.
Damn it.
How you doing, sir?
Are you a supervisor?
I'm Corporal Casper at Texas Police Department. What can I do for you?
I didn't call you guys. He stopped me because I didn't have a tag. But I was trying to let him know that I'm not a sovereign citizen of of America. I'm a sovereign citizen of the United States, and this vehicle is not a commercial vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah, so for anyone else trying this BS in the future, here's a free tip. Never start the conversation off by telling the supervisor that you are
not a sovereign citizen.
Then in the very next sentence say the exact opposite, and then go on to prove that you are with an ungodly amount of word salad, because it just makes you sound a little bit crazy.
Okay.
This is my private vehicle, and right here, these are Supreme Court case laws where I have the right to travel, and I'm traveling with my daughter to go get something to eat. Okay. So with that being said, he's trying to say that I don't have a tag. I don't need a tag for a non-commercial vehicle. This is my private vehicle. I have private plates.
Okay.
And my proclamation and judicial notices are already sent to K. Ivy and everybody else in the state of Alabama and the 8 branches of government. So this right here shows where I'm traveling. I don't need
8 Did you just say 8 branches of government?
Whatever he's asking people, I don't need these Supreme Court law cases.
Okay.
And Constitution.
This, please. All right, so all this right here. Who issued you the tag? What was it issued from?
This is from my Moorish American.
There it is.
Yeah, so this is his fake government, which claims
Oh,
to be a
God damn
sovereign
it.
theocratic.
Sovereign theocratic government, Moorish National Republic, federal government, Northeast and Mexican territories and dominions. Oh, God. Please email Supreme Judiciary Yasharon Akasha L. Rose Bay at Moorish American Consulate NE at gmail.com.
Government, which of course looks totally above board, and no, they cannot issue tags or driver's licenses to drive on a public road.
It was issued from who?
From my Moorish American consulate.
All right, so what form of government issues that?
This is a Moorish American form of government, consulate.
Okay, so not state government.
This is not, I'm not state property.
Government?
I'm not federal. I'm not state property.
Okay, so where did you obtain the tag?
What you mean? This is from our own consulate and our government. From our own government. As a private citizen.
Okay.
As a national.
Did you purchase it?
Yes, I purchased my tag.
Okay.
Yes.
So you purchased it?
Yes.
From?
Our Moorish American consulate.
Consulate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that was a huge waste of money then, wasn't it?
All right, and this is.
These are Supreme Court.
Documentation of it?
Yes. But no, these are Supreme Court case laws that lets you know, just in case I have this type of situation, this is to show you guys that you can't stop me for what he asking me for. I've been driving to Alabama. I've been driving all across Alabama to Mobile to
driving, not traveling,
Georgia, and I've never got stopped. I had police officers behind me. They waved me off and everything, but today this guy wanted to stop me.
Well, if they weren't doing their job, that's their fault, sir, but that is not a state-issued tag in the state of Alabama.
Well, Supreme Court laws trump states and federal, and plus Constitution laws trumps it.
1 second for me, please.
There are no Supreme Court cases that say you can drive without a license. But my question is, why do you even cite the US Supreme Court when you're supposedly not bound by any laws of the United States? Bit of a major contradiction there, wouldn't you say?
Are you familiar with the Supreme Court statute, Pennsylvania versus Mims?
Well, I'm talking about the right to travel.
Okay, are you familiar with the state Supreme Court statute, Pennsylvania versus Mims?
Relate it to me.
Okay, Pennsylvania versus Mims is if a police officer asks you to step out of the car, you have to step out of the car on a traffic stop. Okay.
That's only if it's lawful. This is unlawful.
Okay, that is your opinion on the matter.
No, this is what it is. This is unlawful what you're doing. How you can't use one Supreme Court case against another to trump what you're trying to do?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You've been lawfully stopped under Alabama law for driving without...
Is that a lawful law?
...without a tag. You've been non-cooperative, so the officer under Pennsylvania versus Mims can lawfully ask you to step out of your vehicle. It's not about one case trumping another. Your cases, which again you should not really be citing, seeing as you're not part of the government, don't say anything about not needing a license or registration to drive on a public road. Maybe read the cases next time before you print them out and try to use them on a traffic stop.
So what I'm telling you is that this is Supreme Court cases are right here.
All right, I'll gladly take a look at that.
Please take a look at that.
All right, the right to travel, the right are all absolute rights, and police not void the exercise of those rights. Okay, we're not voiding your exercise of those rights.
You are.
How?
You're stopping me.
Right. We're not voiding you of your rights. We're detaining you on a traffic stop.
But you. Oh, keep going. Keep reading another case. I see if that applies to you.
I always hate. I always fucking hate the fact that they all, no matter if they're Moorish, religious, or just your garden variety soft set, they always have the same list of cases. God damn. You know these two have already seen it before.
I'll get that back to you.
You're not gonna.
I don't know if that's an official, if those are official.
See how you try to make up things and you just gave me a Supreme Court case yourself to benefit you? So you just tried to give me one, but you didn't want to take mine.
Okay, you're free to Google Pennsylvania versus Mims if you'd like.
Excuse me, you just gave me a Supreme Court case law of yours to benefit you, but these are Supreme Court case laws as well, and you don't want to accept that.
Well, I'm going to treat this like we treat every other traffic stop we ever get out on, okay? State of Alabama, you have to have a tag registered your vehicle issued through the state. You have to have a driver's license issued by the state. You have to identify yourself on a traffic stop, a lawful stop, which this is for failure to have a tag on your vehicle. Identify yourself. So we need your name, date of birth, social, driver's license number. That's state law. Refusal of that.
That's odd.
You'll be arrested on those principles because that's what state law is. We're not going to change anything because you have a print off those papers and a printed off tag. It doesn't change.
It's not a print off tag. I need to see your supervisor, my man.
You've got to pull up.
Thank you, my man. Thank you.
You won't get a different answer.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so we'll skip ahead a bit to where the supervisor arrives, and as you will see, he does not mess around or listen to any of his pseudo-legal woo. You're going to really enjoy this.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man. How you doing, sir?
Are you supervisor?
Giga Chad,
what's your name,
supervisor on the scene.
Hey, let me ask you this, sir. My name's Sergeant Spraggan, okay? We don't do badge numbers, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any ID on you, man?
I don't have a driver's license.
You don't have a driver's license at all?
No.
Okay.
I have a...
What do you have? We need to have some type of identification, okay? You need to give
Spraggins.
You made an infraction, so he's doing his duty, okay? You're driving on a public street, and he's doing his job, okay? So all I need you to do is cooperate, give us the identification, okay? We can go from all that later, okay? Right now we're doing our job.
Okay, that's true, but Sergeant, I haven't committed a crime for that. I haven't committed a crime for that, though.
I'm not saying you committed a crime. You got an infraction, he stopped you, so that's why we need your identification, okay? And we're not going to stay out here all day and negotiate in this heat.
It's not a negotiation. I'm just saying, though, I allow...
When you operate a car in the state of Alabama and you get pulled over, you have to get your identification out. And
his accent is like, damn, deep south, and it's great.
Know who you are, okay? I don't know where you get all this from and all that, but
this is my...
I don't know where you're from and all that.
I'm from here. Okay. I'm an American, and I live in Tuscaloosa.
We got to have the identification, okay?
Sir, I didn't commit no crime or nothing.
We're not going to adjudicate that here. If you got to complain about the charge,
right here,
ticket, whatever, you go to court and handle that at court. You don't handle this on the street. We're not going to adjudicate this out here on the street, okay? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Okay, but when I'm saying...
Hold tight. If you got a problem with the ticket or whatever he's telling you charged with, you go to court and you handle it appropriately, okay? You're no special than anybody else that's not driving a car here.
I'm not... Exactly right. You are not special and you are not above the law. If you think those Supreme Court cases or your status as a Moorish sovereign citizen is valid, it's not, by the way, then take it to court and lose there. And please don't forget to record it and post it for us all to see. But out here on the streets, your pseudo-legal woo has no power. At least not today and not with these Alabama cops.
I'm not saying that.
You violate the law, we have the right to pull you over.
I didn't violate anything.
Pull you over.
To get you to understand.
For the court. We can't handle that out here. The officer pulls you over for a reason.
Okay, but when I showed to him that you cannot give me a ticket to travel, I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
That's something you can either take to court once you get your citation. If you want to challenge that in court, we're not going to challenge all that out here. We got a million things to do out here.
Of course.
All right, so you're taking up too much precious resources right now.
I'm not.
It is. Okay, if you got to complain about something, you take it to court, you contest a ticket. If you got to complain about an officer, you take it to me, okay? But we need to take care of our business right now because we got other
our business.
To go to.
Okay. God damn.
Present some information and give it to us. Give me your name, driver's license, or give it something. We got to have it, okay? So come on. We don't have all day.
You should show him another Supreme Court case because I think you've got this supervisor on the ropes.
Sir, listen. I need somebody higher than you, my man.
Get out.
This don't make no sense.
No!
state of Alabama.
Look, yeah.
What you mean it's not legal space in the state of Alabama?
Okay, listen.
This is just, I'm traveling. I didn't commit no crime. I'm sure he gave me a Supreme Court law case.
Okay,
I gave him one back. So I'm trying to let him know if he can use that against me, why can I use it?
Okay.
Because Pennsylvania versus Mims is a valid court case that applies to this very situation. There is no court case that I know of that says you can drive without a license and registration in any state, let alone Alabama.
Look,
And I'm traveling.
We're not going to negotiate all that out here. Have you got a problem
Sir,
with something?
your officer did that to me.
Okay.
What?
But what I'm asking you, give me some ID.
Oh my
okay?
God.
Do you not have ID?
I don't have a driver's
You
license.
don't have that? Okay, what's your name? What's your date of birth?
Why would I need to give you all of that?
Because you're driving in the state of Alabama on the road.
Do you see his rolling his eyes? Look at him rolling his eyes. God damn it, you driving on the streets of Alabama.
Because you're driving in the state of Alabama on the roadway, okay?
You know, I'm gonna give you this. Wait, no, ain't nobody finna. No, what is you doing? What is you doing? Stop.
Uh-oh.
Stop. You see how you doing, man? You see what you just did?
You don't reach for something in front of us.
I just talked to you and asked and told you I'm finna give you something, man.
Okay, if he reached behind his back to get his wallet out, then no shit, the officers are going to be on edge about that. What? Let's rewind. If he actually reached back behind him to get it to his back pocket to go get his wallet out, then yeah, the officers are going to look at that a certain way.
Wait, no. I'm gonna give you this.
Make sure your hand.
Wait, no. Ain't nobody finna. No. What is you doing? What is you doing? Stop. You see how you doing, man? You see what you just did?
You don't reach for something in front of us.
I just talked to you and asked and told you I'm finna give you something, man.
What? You said I'm gonna give you something. You didn't say your wallet? I'm gonna give you something. Hey, could be anything.
You're escalating. You're making this too much of a house.
You just did that to my daughter.
And this is why the officer, in my opinion, should have pulled him out of the vehicle after citing Pennsylvania versus Mims to prevent this from escalating, because refusing lawful orders and then refusing to say if you have a weapon in the vehicle when asked will inevitably lead to situations like this. I mean, this could have gone south very quickly.
Into your daughter, okay? You making a scene for no reason. Just give us the ID.
Are you serious?
Yes, give us the ID, okay? And we'll be out of here. You're taking too much time. I don't know what's wrong. Why we got to go through all this?
Why did you do that, though, man?
All right, let's go. If you'd have gave
Oh my God! Scare my daughter like that. I want everybody name and badge number, man. I do. This is what you can get right there. That's it.
Your sovereign license?
That's not a sovereign.
Somebody write it in the suit.
Moorish American license.
Give him your date of birth.
Dog,
We're taking too much time.
Dog, I need to talk to somebody higher than you, man. I can't believe y'all just did that, man.
Well, I can't believe you think a right to travel card purchased from a random website will pass as a valid ID. So I guess we're both in disbelief at the moment.
Name, get the right. Date of birth, sir. We have to run you. Make sure you're not wanted.
I'm not wanted. What is you talking about?
Make sure every car we stop, we run them. Okay, you know, special than anybody else.
This is not about being special, man. This is about doing the right thing.
All right, can you give him your date of birth, please?
Dog, I can't believe you, man.
Okay.
I can't. I gave you my
there's no date of birth on there.
There's no identifying information.
Do you not have a license, sir?
I don't have. Once I gave my proclamation of judicial notice to the government, I don't have no license.
Okay. Well,
I got switched over to that ID, my right to travel card.
What do you mean, right to travel card?
The fuck?
I'm not following you.
As a Moorish American, we are not United States citizens. We are Americans.
You're driving in the state of Alabama, you're required to
I have a right to travel with a private tag.
You have a right to have a driver's license.
I'm traveling in the state of Alabama. I'm not driving. This is not a commercial vehicle. This is private. I'm traveling.
Your government is not recognised. Your right to travel card will never be valid. And
Even again, as we learned from Blandino, even if we were to grant that he is a Moorish American citizen, whatever the fuck, right, of some sort of foreign entity, you still have to follow the rules of the road. You still have to have an international license that's recognized in the state or by the State Department. You don't. It doesn't absolve you from following the law.
and correcting your status is not a real thing. But you'll find all this out if you keep this nonsense up.
So here's the deal.
Look, man.
All right, if you don't identify who you are by your information,
Sir,
charged with obstruction.
Obstructing? What? How am I getting obstruction for?
By withholding your personal information, or identifying information, you'll be charged with obstruction.
How is that obstruction? I didn't even appeal against nothing that you did, man.
You'll be charged with resisting arrest as well.
Resisting arrest?
If you refuse to cooperate once you're told you're lawfully under arrest for obstruction due to the fact
How am I being obstructed, though?
We don't have all day. You're wasting too much time. All right, we're trying to cooperate and work with you.
With my daughter in the car, we finna go get something to eat. Y'all finna arrest me for I just gave you where my card at?
Yeah. We need your data.
Where's my card?
Yeah, we need your.
Where's my travel card?
You have any other ID?
Where is my travel card?
Do you have any more ID in the car?
Oh my God.
Yeah, my God, this is getting so painful to listen to. If you are still watching with me, then I applaud you. I really do. I think the only reason he's still in that car and not in cuffs is because of his daughter. If he was on his own in the car, then this video would have been over by now.
Dog, for the sake of my daughter, man, my birthday is 2174.
2174. Yes, sir.
And for what y'all just did, try to pull your gun out on me, man, I need your name and badge number because I will be reporting all of y'all in here. No, sir. No, sir. I need your name and badge number.
Hey, listen.
I will. No, I need your name and badge number.
Okay.
I need your name and that's the first thing. That's the first thing that you were supposed to do when you came approach me.
I need your name and badge number.
No, you didn't. What's your name and badge number?
You are such a liar. The first words out of this officer's mouth was his name and rank. Here, I'll prove it.
Are you a supervisor?
I'm Corporal Casper. It's us, police department. What can I do for you?
So it's not very righteous of you to lie in front of your daughter now, is it? What must she think of you?
Nicely done, Van.
And the officer's response to you fumbling around in the car was perfectly reasonable for someone not following lawful orders. You've only got yourself to blame for that. Do better next time.
It's Corporal Castleberry with the Tuscaloosa Police Department.
What's your badge number?
2184.
You said you don't have one. I need his too, since he's there too.
We have badge numbers, but they don't.
Sir, I need that. For what y'all just did, I promise you this is going to be a lawsuit right here.
Go for it.
I know.
Do it.
And for you to do that to my daughter, for y'all, she's 16, for y'all to do that to my daughter, and we about to go get something to eat over this, this is so silly. Look at all these damn police officers right here over a name and a tag.
Yeah, but it's not just over a name and a tag now, is it? It's over your misunderstanding of how the law works, and then you putting that misunderstanding into practice.
Explain to you, we're not treating you any differently than we treat anybody else.
It's not about that. It's about the law that you're breaking. This is the law. This is the law. This is a law. I have a right to travel. This is the law.
You have a right to have a driver's license if you're driving.
I'm traveling. I'm not driving. This is not a commercial vehicle.
Oh my God.
It's not a semantics, man. I'm traveling.
It's semantics.
Will you operate the motor vehicle? Okay. Anything? It's valid.
So after all that palaver,
He has a
he did have a valid driver's license and probably had it with him in his wallet. And it sounds like they gave him a ticket and allowed him to carry on with his day because of that. But I'm only speculating here because he cut the video before the end of the stop. but that's how it goes sometimes, especially when they want to put out a false narrative. I just feel sorry for the daughter having a father who behaves like this on a traffic stop. Hopefully she'll give the trip out with dad and miss the next time. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and please let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments. Thank you also to my channel members and patrons for your continued support. It really does mean a lot. Right, take care all, and I will catch you in the next video.
So the whole time he had a valid license. He could have saved his daughter potential trauma and saved himself like 20 fucking minutes had he just presented his license, and they would have been on his way. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know why. Why put yourself through this? All right, I'm done. All right, I'm done. I finished that third beer. I'm not having any more. I may or may not buy Modern Warfare 2 because I'm kind of inebriated, and I might succumb to the purchasing of the video games, but I'm gonna stop here. Thank you guys. Oh god, I need to go through the super chats. I am so sorry. See here. Deacon, is it fair to say the reason these types of folks are lonely and controlled is because they're a-holes? Yes. Objection, is this hearing or lawful law? Yes. Just hopped on. What did I miss? I sure you caught up. Deacon, $10. I have a theory because of what my study is right now. When will psychologists and law enforcement start to link this dangerous behavior to a disorder to other crimes? There's a pattern here. And Deacon, another $10. Thank you very much, Deacon, for your support tonight. Last question. Do you think you will be practiced after Wisconsin for Brooks and for this people to be arrested for charges because of... I don't know. I don't know about that. Maybe. We'll see. Strange Love, $10, so that the kiddies can make it a record, because everyone needs to make a record of how they needed to be pullovers so they weren't in a red zone as good travels on the road. Ben, $10. I forgot to join at 9, but looking forward to your coverage of this. Thank you very much, Ben. Deacon, another $10. Okay, this is something I'm confused about. Did God make them do it, or the devil? It's like they don't want to take responsibility for the actions at that big age too. What? I'm gonna waste money by buying Modern Warfare 2? Oh boy, maybe. Thank you, Deacon, again for the 5 gifted gifted memberships. Thank you, Rebecca, for the membership, and AJ Ravenwolf for the membership. Thank you, Steven, for the membership. Ruby, thank you for the $5. I swear this man can't get out of his own way. Blandino, yes, of course. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Stephanie, thank you for the membership. Paul, Tor, Nada, thank you very much for the memberships. I think you were gifted those, though. Persnickety, $1.99. It's not fraudulent, Judge. I made it up. Exactly. Taylor, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Z360, thank you for the $1.49. And there you go. We're all cut up. All right. Don't waste my money. All right. I probably won't do it. We'll see. Depends. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. Hey, Sean, I saw you there. Someone, dude, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships right at the end. I see you there with Ready or Not. I'm still waiting for that sale, man. I have it on my wish list. So if a sale comes on for Ready or Not, you know I'm picking it up. But thank you guys again so much. I hope you guys have a good night. Kale Burke, that is my heart rate monitor. That number is my heart rate, and so is the heart. Thank you. Have a good night. I gotta go mess with the kitties. What? Why do you mean wait, don't go? Hit the like button on your way out too. Please. And check out my Discord. Excuse me. What, Archer? All right. Good night, guys. Take care.